You ready?
Yep.
I'm good. Let's do it. Let's do it, dude. Let's kill it.
Yep. Yep. Hello everyone and welcome inside a beautiful Duck Sanford Stadium. We are ready for some first round playoff action presented by AHS Mass Media. I am Reese Kinder. Joined by me is my partner Trip Upton, color analyst for tonight's game. Trip, you know, the calendar's turned to November and we are ready for some playoff football. And Trip, you know, a lot of 7A games going on tonight. And what games are you most excited for looking forward to tonight?
I mean, outside of the absolute top 5 matchup in the Duck tonight, I'm looking at what our crosstown rival Opelika is doing tonight. They head to Trustville to take on the Hewitt-Trustville Huskies. That's a big game. That could determine, depending on what happens in the playoffs, if Auburn or Vestavia Hills ends up hosting a playoff game in the third round. Auburn, they would have the region against Opelika. They won the head-to-head. They would host if both those teams met in the third round. And Hewitt-Trustville could host Auburn if it gets that far. Tigers and Huskies would have to take care of business tonight. Those are two big ones. I look over the other side of the bracket, Hoover Central, a lot of points in that one. Could be a lot closer than a lot of people expect. I know Patrick Nixon, this Red Devil team, coming in looking like the best team in 7A. That's what I've been looking and saying all year. Bobby Coleman, they have a challenge. Hoover, the longest first-round playoff win streak in Alabama history. That's on the line tonight for the 4-seed Hoover Buccaneers. It's going to be a fight down the road in Central. And I'm also looking at the team that both of these teams are looking to face in the second round. You're looking at Sparkman, the winners of the region up in Huntsville. They take on the team from the south, from Mobile. Looking at the Daphne Trojans, a team in a region that is sneaky good. Bakers could be a solid team out of Mobile. They finish as the 4-seed. They have to head up to Sparkman, and that game matters not only for just who you're going to play. Auburn would be heading on the road no matter what next round. That would be really big, especially with the travel rule, looking at potentially a third-round playoff game back here at the Duck, right back here on the AHS Mass Media Network. But there's a lot of big games going on across the country, a lot of big games going on across the state, even looking at other classifications. Really excited to see what Russell County and Gulf Shores get into from 6A, looking even down to like 1A. Notasulga looking against University Charter, the Trailblazers trying to get their first ever playoff win, the 1-seed hosting the Blue Devils from Notasulga. It's going to be a masterclass. If you're a football fan in the state of Alabama, you will love tonight and what the slate is going to be looking like tonight all across the state, from Huntsville to Mobile and everywhere in between.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, Trip, a lot of just great matchups tonight, especially on that other side of the bracket. That is a tough side of the bracket with Thompson, Central, Hoover, Carver, and a bunch of other teams that have just been really good this season.
100%. I mean, you look at that entire left side of the bracket, as I like to call it, that's all offenses. You know, Carver, sneaky good offense. Central, best offense in the state. Thompson, they can play. Trent Seaborn, Alabama commit. And looking at Hoover, great offense as well. Baker, one of the best offenses. They are on our region. They could be the best offenses outside of Auburn or Vestavia in this. But I look at this region, defense matters in this region. Auburn, the top point defense in the state of Alabama in 7A. Opelika and Hewitt-Trustville not far behind them. Vestavia Hills has proved their defense can come to play, especially with the way that they play football and the way that they like to control the clock and control the game. They're looking great across this area on defense. So it's going to be interesting to see, really, if the state championship game goes, it could be the best offense looking against the best defense in the state of Alabama in 7A. And so we get to see the old age question, what's an unstoppable force versus an immovable object?
Yeah, and certainly first round playoffs beginning tonight, and we're going to go to the game we are covering, Auburn versus Vestavia Hills. And Trip, both teams tonight met in August, the last game of August. Vestavia Hills got that win 42-14. Auburn playing at home. They've been very good at home this season. Tripp, what are you looking forward to from both teams tonight?
I mean, when you're looking at Vestavia Hills first, we'll talk about the visitors. They like to control chaos on the offensive side of the ball. Charlie Taff, a Vestavia Hills born and bred star, the senior quarterback. The entire game goes through him. He is going to try and make everything work. You look at some of their players, they have really good running backs, really good wide receivers. I look at Carson Purdy, kind of a gadget player. You might not see him in the starting lineup, but he's going to run the ball, he's going to throw the ball, he's going to get out in coverage and catch a pass. I'm surprised he's not calling plays as well. He does everything for that Vestavia Hills offense. They are going to look to jump on Auburn early, and that's what you saw in a lot of their wins. They have been able to jump on teams early. They've scored 137 points in the first quarter alone this season. You saw that earlier in the season. As you said, Auburn went on the road to Vestavia, got off to a slow start. Vestavia got off to a fast start, and the blood was in the water from there. Even if you look at the box score, they were close quarters 2 through 4, but it's quarter number 1 that matters most to Vestavia. They've got to get off to a hot start if they want to win this ball game. Auburn, they've got to withstand the punch to the face. If Vestavia starts out hot, they need to say, okay, how can I adjust? How can we get moving? I'm really interested to see what this defense is going to look like to stop that Vestavia Hills offense. I've heard rumors of a 4-4 front looking at what Auburn could be doing. With defensively, you're going to see guys like Will Lee and Greg Williams make plays across the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to keep Taff and this team regulated. The Auburn defense, the Auburn offense has to play complementary football and force Vestavia Hills to grind it out, slow down their tempo, make them think, make them get in the huddle and talk about it, and win the emotional battle as well. It's going to be a packed environment at the Duck tonight, and we need everyone in there to be loud, be rowdy. It's going to be an atmosphere. It's a big fight night in Auburn, Alabama tonight, so it's going to be important that Auburn uses the crowd to their advantage.
Yeah, and you mentioned Vestavia Hills really good in the first quarter. And they're really good on the intermediate passes as well. Those intermediate passes turn in, instead of being 5-yard drag routes, they end up being 20-yard plays. And Auburn really struggled with that early on in the season, early on in that matchup when they faced Vestavia Hills. They had trouble tackling the Rebels, and that's what led to a huge win for Vestavia Hills. But tonight, I think the story's going to change. But speaking of storylines, what intriguing matchups are you looking out for tonight?
I mean, I said it earlier, I want to see these linebackers for Auburn go to work. They've been really good at limiting the run game all season long. If they can play assignment-based football, they know who they need to tackle. They know who they need to hit. They keep Taff and Purdy locked in. They keep some of these running backs that Vestavia has that just can pop out and for a big play. If they can keep them contained and force them to play more traditional style offense, that is what you're going to see from this Auburn defense. They're going to play tough. They're going to play rough. They are going to fight. And I like Greg Williams. I like Will Lee. I like some of these other linebackers. I think the D-line is going to play great. You're going to see guys like Colin King and Carnell Jackson go to work and give the secondary some time to adjust the intermediate passing games and force a play to be made and force it. It's either going to be our guys or Taff and those Rebels. And I like our guys in that matchup, if I had to say.
Yeah, and Taff has had a really good season. This Rebels team has as well. I mean, 7-3 on the year. And like we mentioned, just Auburn's defense has been stellar this season. The only really mess up was that Vestavia Hills game, and they were able to, come out after that and just continue. And then also, I guess you could say the Central game as well was kind of just a dud, but even at that game, it's been good. Yeah,
even at that game, 7-0 at halftime. It was a close game at halftime, right? You look at this team and what they can do defensively. That's where it comes from. It gives their offense swagger and confidence. If every single time the defense goes out there, I got you, I'm gonna pat you on the back, and we're gonna go get a stop.
Yeah, this defense is like, it's a championship caliber defense, which is perfect for Coach Scott Goldsby's defense. I mean, we've seen great defenses coming here, but I think this is one of the best defenses we've seen in recent years, and they're going to prove that tonight against the Rebels. But my matchup that I'm looking for is Joshua Askew versus Parker Simpson. Joshua Askew, one of the fastest, I think, players, receivers in 7A football. He just gets out in front of you, and when he's out in front of you, you're not catching him. I mean, he's gone. We've seen it multiple times this season. And Parker Simpson, a really good DB for this, young DB actually, for this Vestavia Hills Rebels team. And he's just been a stellar player, rising up as a junior this year. And I'm really intrigued to see how that matchup goes tonight, because Simpson does have an interception on the season, and Casey Myers doesn't throw many of those. But if Simpson is able to get Askew covered pretty well, then you could see that happen tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you look back at the Vestavia game, week 2, that's exactly what doomed Auburn from the start, was the turnovers. And Casey Myers, credit to him, he worked on his craft. He was able to gain confidence. The coaches gained confidence in Casey, and you've seen it over the past 3 or 4 weeks. They've decided to air that thing out, and they've been able to make plays and give their running game time to develop, especially now that you are year 1, almost done post Omar Mabson. The offense looks different than it did a year ago. You can watch the Vestavia Hills highlights in the Duck last year. Looks completely different than it does today. That's a big factor for this one. And yeah, I mean, the offense has got to be able, Askew, Cortez, Cooks, that receiver room has got to be able to get open in space, play well, and give them running game time to develop. Or if they can just become a one-trick pony, Vestavia is going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and this receiving core for Auburn has been undoubtedly, you know, a good receiving core this year. Casey Myers, we've seen him lean more on the pass. This offense has changed, like you said, post Omar Mabson era. The running backs, I would like to see them get more involved. We mentioned that on AHS Countdown earlier, but we'll just have to see how it goes tonight. But folks, that is going to do it for AHS pregame here. We're going to send it over to the Auburn High Marching Band for their performance. But don't go away, folks. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff.
Association. All proceeds from the concession stands directly support the band programs at East Sanford School, Auburn Junior High, and Auburn High School. Our concession stand specials this evening are Kaneka Dogs. Additionally, the Auburn High School Marching Band, and more specifically the Auburn High School Indoor Percussion Ensemble, wants to invite you to their very special percussion camp for ages 5 through 12. This camp will take place on January 2nd through the 3rd, and students can register with their families on My School Bucks. Again, join us for our Auburn High School Percussion Camp for ages 5 through 12. Help support our Indoor Percussion Ensemble in their journey to head to Dayton, Ohio for the WJI World Championships. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, if you are missing a credit card, one has been turned into the press box. Please come and see us in the press box if you are missing your credit card this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Dr. Kristen Herring, Superintendent of Auburn City Schools, and Dr. Gregory Moore, Principal of Auburn High School, we welcome you again to Duck Sanford Stadium, home of your Auburn High School Tigers. Stand up and get into the Auburn spirit as we continue the hunt for the Alabama 7A State Championship. And now for your pregame entertainment, we present the Auburn High School Marching Band. remain standing and join us as the band performs the Auburn High School alma mater, conducted by AHS Director of Bands, Miss Deanna Marshall. Presenting the colors of tonight's game is the Auburn High School JROTC Color Guard. The commander of the Color Guard is Cadet Kason Coburn, carrying the United States flag. The Alabama state flag is carried by Cadet Catherine Key. The guards are Cadet Blake Adams and Cadet Haley Cash. Please remain standing as we honor our nation with the playing of our national anthem. tonight, we take a moment to honor the men and women who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Your courage, sacrifice, and commitment protect the freedoms we enjoy every day. If you are a veteran, please stand or wave so we can recognize you tonight. On behalf of Auburn City Schools, our players, coaches, and fans, thank you for your service and your dedication to our country. Let's give one more round of applause for our veterans. Captains for tonight's game for Vestavia, number 53, Caleb Boylan. Number 88, Will Ainsworth. Number 93, Josh Arendale. Number 26, Walker Hogue. Captains for Auburn, number 99, Cardell Jackson. Number 25, Alex Gamston. Number 75, Trenton Pritchett. Number 7, Josh Askew. Please welcome the honorary captains for tonight's game. Adjutant General for the Alabama National Guard, Major General David Pritchett. Retired United States Army, Major Ryan Gamston. I'm going to ask you to call it now. You want heads. I'm going to flip it. If I drop it, we're going to flip it again. It's heads. You won the toss. You want the ball? You want to kick from the clock? All right, you'll turn it. Vestavia 1, they will receive.
Hello everyone, and we are moments away from the start of this matchup between your Auburn Tigers versus the Vestavia Hills Rebels. For those just joining us, I am Maurice Kinder. Alongside me, my partner Trip Upton. Trip, this is a huge game for 7A playoffs, and Auburn coming in here at home playing a Vestavia Hills team who's been just hot this season in general, and Auburn also hot this season. Trip, big matchup.
Yeah, man. I mean, you saw it. Look at the pregame atmosphere. Shout out our camera crew catching those fireworks. It is a big fight feel on the plains at Duck Sanford Stadium. Vestavia Hills, they're a good ball club, but they've struggled away from home. 1-2 on the road. Lost to Hewitt Trustful and Thompson. Only win is against 1-9 Tuscaloosa County. Will that road curse keep up with them for a team that's been absolutely electric at home? We'll see after the kickoff right here to start this game.
And Joseph Daniel going to kick this one away. He's had a lot of touchbacks this season. That's going to be another one. So Vestavia Hills starting with the ball, and it is Charlie Taffy coming out leading this offense for the Rebels.
Yeah, Taffy, a veteran senior, he is a guy at Vestavia Hills, born and bred. He has lived all his life wanting to be a Rebel, and that's what he's got the opportunity. He's played in this environment before. He's going to try and get it this time.
Yeah, so 1st and 10 here to start for the Rebels. It's going to be a pass. Taffy looking up the middle, finds a man wide open. That's going to be a first down and more. And like we mentioned in pregame, Trip, those intermediate passes are already working. And Vestavia Hills is a fast-paced team, so they're going to run this one immediately.
They love tempo.
And Ans worked with the catch on that last play. So man in motion here. Taffy going to throw this one outside to the 40-yard line, to the near the 50-yard line. He gets over the 50. Looks like they're going to mark him right at midfield. And it looks like they will give him that first down. So Vestavia Hills already off to a fast start on this Auburn defense.
Yeah, great catch like there for Luke Stubbs, number 14, on the screenplay.
Taffy going to hand this one off. And he's going to make a man miss to the 40, and he's going to be brought out of bounds near the 30-yard line. A great run there by the Rebels.
Olin on that carry, just on the late read option, held it to the last second and was able to give it off to the running back. The Auburn defense bet on the quarterback, and Taffy making the right decision, getting the big first down. Vestavia moving, which should be worrisome for Auburn.
Taffy going to fake the handoff here, and he's going to throw this one, but it looks like it's going to be a flag.
Looks like it could have been bad. I think it was batted down at the line. Great play right there from the defensive line. Looks like maybe Colin King or Carnell Jackson put their big hand up, and it looks like it was King, knocked it down, and now Auburn, take a deep breath. We're only, what, 35 seconds into the game, and they've already gone almost 50 yards. Auburn's got to slow this game down if they want to win.
Yeah, we're talking about those adjustments. Auburn might have to make some here if Vestavia Hills gets up early. Going to be a run up the middle here, and he's going to be brought down by that Tigers defensive line. Looks like first man to get there, Aiden Parker.
Yeah, Parker, these linebackers, this defensive line, having to play aggressive. Taffy on the late read right there, just made the wrong decision. The Auburn defensive line was in there to make the stop, and now third down, and it is going to get loud at Duck Sanford Stadium. Vestavia has to block out the noise.
It's a fumble there on the snap, but he's going to be able to find a man open on the outside. And he's going to get the first down and more, and gets down past the 25-yard line at the 24. Great execution there by Taffy, able to get that ball away after fumbling that snap.
Just thinking on his feet right there, the bobbled snap, able to find a man wide open. Auburn's got to take advantage of that opportunity.
And it can be a run here, handoff right up the middle. And you see that gadget you mentioned, Trip, early on in the game. Carson Purdy already the caught pass and running it up the middle. And Vestavia's going to go quick here. Taffy up the middle, makes a few men miss, and Taffy near the goal line. Going to be brought down at the 2.
They tried to run a man off late there for Auburn. Surprised you didn't see a penalty flag. They're not getting much time to substitute, so Auburn has got to do something.
And now going to be a handoff up the middle, and it is a touchdown for the Rebels. You see the flag come in late, but that will be 12 men on the field. It's a touchdown from Carson Purdy to start this playoff game.
Yeah, I don't like that substitution by Coach Etheridge and Coach Goolsby right there. You are on the far hash mark. Vestavia likes to play fast. You're basically giving them free and ample opportunity to be able to go, all right, we're going to catch you in 12 men every time. They've got to realize where they are, have situational awareness on what hash mark they're on, because that made a difference right there. You saw it right there, number 27 for Auburn. Could not get off the field, and the flag was thrown.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion here with the officials kind of talking. Looks like they will say that it was 12 men on the field. Still wondering if Vestavia Hill's going to decline this penalty, because this will be just an extra point. Or it looks like maybe it's a replay of down here.
No, that's Bryce LeMaster. He is their holder. They like to do these kind of weird formations to be able to get that. You see the kicker, number 20, Sloan Morgan, come in. He's going to try and boot the extra point, but Auburn not in the aggressive position right here. Hope maybe they can get a block right here and change their fortune.
Yeah, so Sloan Morgan to attempt the PAT. And it is up and through. So the Rebels get off to a hot start. They're up 7-0 with just 2 minutes in this first quarter. Vestavia Hills able to capitalize. You saw Charlie Taffy take his offense down the field and score quickly. And now Casey Myers in this Tigers offense going to have to answer. And this defense already looks like they're almost out of breath after that first drive.
Yeah, just gassed. And you saw that. You saw guys like Carnell Jackson, Colin King running on and off the field. In these kind of, against a tempo offense, you have to just say, look, if we bird the reserves early, it's going to make it up in the long run, because we're going to be able to take time when we have the ball. But right there, it hurt him. 12 men on the field. Even if they were able to get the stop, it would have moved him to the 1-yard line. Coach Etheridge, Coach Goolsby, they've got to talk to their guys and get it set. But I look at the field, I know Case and Myers in this offense, they're itching to get back out there and put some score on the board themselves. So it's going to be looking like a high-scoring matchup if this pace continues for both squads.
Yeah, and the headline here, too, is Case and Myers got injured last week early in that Dothan game, and J.D. Pate, the backup quarterback, the sophomore, had to come in for Myers, and he did win that Dothan game, but Myers still maybe a little bit shaken up, so we'll just have to see how he performs here. But Morgan going to boot this one away, and this one is going to be returnable, and it's going to be fair caught. So the Tigers will start with the ball at the 20-yard line. So we're going to get to see quarterback Kason Myers come back out here. Like I mentioned, a little bit banged up maybe, but Kason Myers so far this season has just been stellar. 2 weeks against Dothan, he was 10 for 17, 148 yards and an interception when he was in the game. He's just had a good season so far.
I mean, yeah, he's the guy that runs this offense, the Pike Road transfer. You know, is there a difference between being injured and hurt? He's maybe a little hurt, but he ain't injured, so he's going to go out there and play.
Yeah, Myers going to throw this one to King. King going to go the outside, down just behind the 25-yard line. Looks like at the 24, so good start for this Tigers offense on that wheel route.
Yeah, surprised to see them going no huddle here. I think that they want to buy some time for their defense to recuperate, get a little bit of water, but they're going to go tempo.
And Myers going to fake the handoff here. Myers running around in that backfield, and he's going to pump fake the throw. He's going to throw this one fire, and it's caught for a first down by the Tigers. And that is Antonio Welch, another elusive wide receiver on this wide receiving core for the Auburn Tigers. And Auburn gets that first down.
A little bit of trickeration from Auburn, faking the rollout left, pulling it back right. Antonio Welch on the deep crosser. He had 21 yards 2 weeks ago against Dothan.
And another pass there to Welch. That was scary there. A little bit overthrown. That one was missed. But yeah, I like the trickeration from Kason Myers early on.
It's got to be very creative for this offense. Coach Will Wagnon, they need this offense to be dynamic. They have the Jimmies and Joes. They just need the X's and O's, as I've been saying all week. Myers, though, 5 wide right here. I like what this look is going to come with.
Yeah, it's an empty set. King in motion. Myers going to fake the handoff there. Myers going up the middle of the 40 to the 50, and he slides. And we'll see if a flag is thrown. It looked like a late hit, but no flag was pulled, and that's going to be a first down. And Kason Myers, we did not mention that to start this broadcast, but he also uses his legs as well. So look out for Myers to run and pass.
Yeah, avoiding calamity right there. Watching the replay, looks like it was just 2 Vestavia players hitting over the top. So glad to see everyone's okay.
And Myers going to hand this one off to King, and he is brought down. Looks like he lost a yard on that play there. Great tackle for loss for the Rebels.
Looked like number 56, Haynes Bridges for Vestavia Hills, shred right through the interior of that offensive line, was able to just push and manhandle the offensive lineman out of the way, Tucker Albin.
Yeah, looks like a flag going to come in here. Looks like it will be on the Tigers. Maybe some movement in that front set. Go to the head official here for the call. And it's going to be a false start, so it's going to move the Tigers back 5 yards. So instead of 2nd and 11, now you're faced with 2nd and really long, 2nd and 16.
I'd like to see Auburn maybe run the ball here. I know it didn't work last time, but the defense, looking at pass, look at Parker Simpson and Matthew Patillo off the line here.
And that pass is caught by Joshua Askew, just a little curl route there. Good job for Auburn to get back near the line of scrimmage. So now Auburn going to have to do a lot of work here to get to that first down marker. It is going to be 3rd and 12 for the Tigers. And Kason Myers is going to have a decision to make, as well as Keith Etheridge.
Like to see, again, another 5 wide look. Probably will see King in motion.
Man in motion as well. Just a double reverse pass, but it's fumbled, and it's recovered by the Rebels. Joshua Askew had it on the double reverse, but fumbled the ball, and the Rebels come up with the turnover.
Big heads-up play right there by number 26 for Vestavia Hills. Walker Hogue just being the guy at the right place at the right time. Auburn just trying to get too fancy early on, I understand. But if Vestavia Hills, they are a team that is based on emotion. If they smell blood in the water, the Sharks are going to circle. Coach Etheridge needs to get his boys straight.
Yeah, now you see Tappy and the Vestavia Hills Rebels offense coming back out now. And they went down and scored really fast last time. And Tappy going to fake the handoff here, but he's going to make a man miss, and he's going to throw this one to Purdy. And Purdy's going to be wide open to the 30, to the 20, and he's going to be brought down just near the 20-yard line in a great catch and run by Carson Purdy.
Yeah, the Auburn defensive line gave up that one. They had the blitz right there from Elijah Scott, but couldn't get home.
Going to be a handoff to Purdy here, and he's going to get a few yards, but he will be brought down. So that shoelace tackle there by Aiden Parker. The second time we've called his name tonight.
He's been dominant at that middle linebacker position, but look at here at Vestavia Hills, trying to stay on that far hash mark away from the Auburn bench, force their guys to not be able to sub, tire them out. It's exactly what Coach Evans wants to do with this Rebels team.
Yeah, you see a little bit of trickeration there. It's going to be a trick play, and Taffy going to run this one up the middle and get another first down for the Vestavia Hills Rebels.
Yeah, Taffy, just a dominant runner on the ground there. He's just as good running as he is throwing, and you saw that. They faked the look to the sideline, snapped it when Auburn maybe was trying to intercept the signal. That's what this team does at Vestavia Hills. They're going to use every advantage. You're going to see a lot of, you see offensive line shifts, you see motions, you see trick plays, laterals, everything in between. Vestavia Hills is not going to run the same play twice.
Yeah, now 1st and 10. Not a 1st and goal. Got to get 10 more yards for that, but we'll see what the Rebels can do. Taffy going to run this one up the middle, and he's going to go in for the score. Charlie Taffy with a huge 11-yard run for the score. And Vestavia Hills already up big in this game to start with only 7 minutes in this first quarter. And now the Rebels going to come out here to attempt the PAT, but what a start for this Rebels offense.
Yeah, they've been hot, white hot for this start. They've just been absolutely fast. Auburn has not taken a second to even process what's going on, and you see it. A lot of blank stares for this Auburn defense. They've got to be able to adjust and get time to do so.
And that kick is going to be up and through from Morgan. So he's 2 for 2 on the day. But the Rebels expand their lead to 14 after forcing the turnover from Joshua Askew's miscue on that double reverse pass. And now Auburn just already down early. And they're going to have to get going on this next drive with Casey Myers.
Yeah, Myers, I mean, it wasn't even his fault because the turnover right there, just Josh Askew not being where he needed to be, and this is what Vestavia Hills wants to do. Get up, that's what they do. They get up quick and they kill you. They have 137 first quarter points. That is not something that you can make up. They like to start fast, and when they start fast, they win football games. Auburn has to respond and keep this game close in this first half, or Vestavia Hills is going to chase them all the way down the field and win.
And now Morgan going to kick this one away. This is easily returnable, but it's going to continue to roll, and BJ Collins going to be able to return this one. He's going down at the 5-yard line, and not the best return there. Just kind of let the ball bounce and went backwards, and your special teams coordinator, Coach Smith, you do not want to have that happen with your return man.
Yeah, I watched Jaden Huff. He tried to say, no, don't let me get it. Don't let you got it. You got it. He's got to at least step in and take it. I know maybe he's not confident enough to be able to get that. He's got the hands to do so. He just has to have the mindset to do so. And because of that mental mistake, left BJ Collins and this return team out to dry, and now they're starting at the 7-yard line.
So now the Tigers get another opportunity after that fumble. Casey Myers back out there. Myers going to draw back to pass, but he's going to go up the middle for a few yards, and he's going to slide down. Looks like about 3 yards on that carry to the 10-yard line.
And you saw it right there. Vestavia Hills defense likes to adjust late. Once the offense gets set, don't be surprised if you see a backer come down into the box, D lineman shift over. They love to do that.
Myers going to run up the middle himself, and he's continuing to go, and he's going to get the extra momentum for that first down.
Love the play by Myers right there. Just taking it right through the heart of the Vestavia Hills defense. He's been dominant running. I know the Auburn offense has been wanting him to throw the ball more, but if it's working, let him run the ball.
And now 1st and 10 here. Myers going to fake the handoff again, but he's going to be brought down. All those Rebels defenders right on him. And you saw right there, he kind of had to make an adjustment to try not to lose the ball, but Myers just not a good design run there. 3 straight design runs, and at the end of the day, you got to go with a different play call there.
Right. Rush Harper, first man back in the backfield on the read option. Again, pulled it a little too late. Thought he could get the corner, but couldn't. Auburn has to avoid that.
So now Myers going to drop back. He's going to try to find a man. Can't find anybody open. Myers going to chuck this one deep, and it is going to be incomplete.
Thought he might have had the check down open right there, but instead decided to push the pace down the field. That might have been a costly mistake for Myers. Instead of taking the 3-4 yards and make it 3rd and manageable, it's 3rd and 11. Now and again, not a lot of clock has gone by. You've not given your defense a lot of rest. You have to be able to give them time to recuperate and come up with a game plan.
And now Myers going to drop back to pass here. A lot of pressure. Myers going to roll out near the 20-yard line. He's going to slip and fall and be sacked.
Matthew Patillo in the backfield right there for the sack. Byers just trying to throw it deep. He's got to be able to take what the defense is giving him, throw the ball short, or run with it, and that's hurt Auburn dramatically. Coach Evans and this defense smells blood in the water. If they go down too much early, this game might be over before the second quarter even starts.
And Daniel's punt is blocked. It's up in the air. And this one's going to be possibly recovered by the Rebels, and it will be. They moved it back, but it's going to be near the 15-yard line. And just another miscue from the Auburn Tigers, and this is going to set up Vestavia Hills to possibly go 21-0 in the first quarter.
Without even 10 minutes going by, Reese. I mean, just an absolute insane block. Matthew Patillo again getting back there, making a play, also helped out by everybody else on that team to get back there. Powell Curry might have gotten a finger on it, but just absolute. Vestavia Hills is hot all three phases of the game. That's bad news for the Auburn Tigers.
So now 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line here. Charlie Taffy and his offense, and that whole offensive line moves. So this is good news for the Tigers. They'll get a little bit of a break here on defense because, I mean, when your defense continues to come out, I've seen it so many times in college football and NFL, these guys get tired, they wear out, and Vestavia Hills is trying to do exactly that.
They might call offsides right here. They are going to call a false start. A lot of times, they've done this before. I watched their game against Hoover on a 4th down and short. They did that shift over. They waited a beat, and then they ran to the sideline. A Hoover defender jumped and pushed, thinking the play had started when they tried to rush on the punt team. Got a free 1st down. That's what they were trying to do right there, just continue to force Auburn to make the mental mistakes, stay on that hash mark, stay on that side of the field. Would not be surprised if this goes to the short side.
Now Taffy and the Rebels offense, it's going to be a pitch here, but it looks like the play will stop, so another false start.
Yeah, and you can thank the environment of Doug Sanford Stadium for that one, hopefully. They've been playing it loud. We know that it's going to be a big environment, the unit trying to make a play. Vestavia, they're up. They can't allow Auburn to use these mental mistakes that they're making to get back into this game, because if so, this could get back into a ball game for the Tigers real quick.
Yeah, we've seen that this season. A lot of teams come into Doug Sanford Stadium, they have some sort of a lead, and then they just continue to make mistakes, and Auburn gets back in the game. So it's going to be a fake handoff here, going to find a man open, but he's going to be brought down. Great tackle there from the Tigers, and that's Greg Williams with the tackle.
Had double-digit tackles 2 weeks ago against Dothan. Williams, the senior linebacker, getting a lot of college interest. Currently, I believe, committed to North Alabama, has some other interest that he's been getting from some D1 FBS programs. Love to see Greg at the next level, hopefully soon, because he's a monster.
Yeah, certainly, Tripp. I mean, Greg Williams, one of the best linebackers for this Auburn team. Taffy going to run this one up the middle. He's going to get a few yards and push near that original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a 3rd and long here for the Rebels. And if you're the Tigers, I'll take the field goal.
I mean, 100%. There's 21 points and 17 points, not only being different numerically, it's different in just, hey, we got to stop. That's the kind of momentum that Auburn needs to build. Even if it's small wins, it's baby steps. You know, you can't run before you walk. You can't walk before you crawl. Auburn just needs to sit up right now.
And now going to be a 3rd and 11. Didn't quite get to that original line of scrimmage. But Taffy trying to get the play call from Coach Evans.
Evans, formerly defensive coordinator at Mountain Brook, played under Buddy Anderson here at Vestavia Hills, 2-sport athlete.
Now going to draw back and throw here. Finds a man open up the middle, and we'll see where they mark him.
Might be
Looks
short.
like he's going to be a yard short of that 1st down marker. And now a decision to make for Coach Evans. Does he trot out that field goal unit, or will he just keep the offense on the field?
I think he goes for it, especially with the way you see Purdy running on the field. Would not be surprised if this is some kind of motion power read option, and they're going to make the Auburn defense choose who they want to get the 1st down to, Purdy or Taffy.
So the crowd getting loud here on 4th and 1. Auburn putting every big man up front. Taffy to the outside, lined up at receiver. It's going to be a wildcat play here. Going to run it up the middle. Is Purdy. Purdy gets in to the end zone. He flips in, and it is going to be 20-0 here. And the Rebels just roll in this first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, great play design right there, forcing a defender to go out and at least mark Taffy on that one. And Vestavia, back-to-back short fields for them, and they've taken advantage. Auburn has yet to even cross the 50-yard line They have to be able to make an adjustment if they even want a shot at being back into this ball game.
Now the extra point attempt for Morgan to extend this lead to 21.
It looks like a player jumped off sides. It looked like it might have been Cooks on the outside, or BJ Collins. Coach Etheridge, Coach Goolsby, I mean, just trying to find a way. Hey, what do we build on to adjust? What do we hang our hat on? Defensively, have not found a way to do so yet. So,
yeah, now it's going back to the week 2 matchup, and Tripp, you mentioned that is you can't let that matchup from August hurt you, and keep reminding you why you lost that game. And you see Auburn's just letting it bear down on them in a 21-0 lead now, and who knows how much longer Auburn's defense can stay out on the field.
Yeah, it's really not the fact that they're staying out on the field. We need to get them off the field.
Yeah.
I mean, this offense has yet to really have a sustained drive. Turnover problems, special teams, mistakes. If I'm Keith Etheridge, I'm thinking right back. I feel like it's August 31st. Or August 28th, rather, and that the Auburn Tigers are down big to Vestavia Hills. It's a really rude Groundhog Day.
Yeah, now Auburn's special teams coming out there, the kickoff team coming out there. So Auburn still is not out of this game yet. It is 21-0, but it's only the first quarter. And we saw Auburn when they played Vestavia Hills in August. They did score and almost kind of get back in that game in the second quarter, but then Vestavia Hills ran away with it. If Auburn's able to score and get maybe a stop on defense, who knows what can happen from there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a score. If you just have to stack drives, stack good plays, stack complementary football. Auburn has done none of that thus far. We've barely seen this powerful offense. The mighty defense has been just gassed. It's either penalties or mistakes. Special teams on all fronts thus far has not been great. Maybe the only person that's done their job so far for Auburn is the kicker, Joe Daniels, kicking touchbacks. Like, this is not what we've seen traditionally from this Auburn team. They've got to adjust. They've got to say, hey, and make a play.
Yeah, and this Auburn offense, Casey Myers, has got to get with his guys. He's got to say, guys, we're not out of this game yet. We're still in this thing. If we can just get some stops on defense, go over to those defensive guys, encourage them on the bench, and be like, guys, I got this. As long as I score and as long as you guys go out there and do your thing, we can get back in this game and possibly win.
Looks like just some stoppage on the field due to the TV timeout. We're not used to having TV timeouts here at high school football, so that looks like what they look to be doing right here. Obviously, this game is being broadcast on WOTM. Glad to have them here at Duck Sanford Stadium. Not the start we wanted to be able to put on statewide television, but they've looked pretty solid. Let's take a look now across in Hoover. Pulling a Central, not a good night for Region 2 to start out.
No, you see Hoover right there already, Tripp. We see Hoover's up to a 3-0 lead, and this Hoover team, not a bad team at all. They're 7-3 on the season. We mentioned early on in that pregame that we think Hoover could go a long way if they're able to do some things tonight against Central.
I really love Hoover's running game. It's complementary. It sets up their pass game, and they have been able, if they can just keep this game short, keep Central's offense off the field, exactly what Vestavia Hills is doing right now. Who knows what could happen with the Hoover Buccaneers potentially keeping that first round streak alive like the legends of old. It might be longer than both of our lifetimes. So it's insane to see what Hoover is going to be up to today.
Now Morgan going to kick this one away. It's going to be another short kick. And this one will be returnable, but another miscue by BJ Collins, almost touching that ball. And, honestly, if you're Coach Etheridge or even Coach Smith, the special teams coordinator, you might want to look at changing the return man right now with the way things have gone, considering Collins last time got you at the 7-yard line, then you got a block punt, and Vestavia Hills scores on that. And then this time here, they're able to get to the 20, but still, what happens if he touches that? That could be a touchdown.
Yeah, that would not be great for Coach Etheridge, Coach Smith, all of the Auburn Tigers. But look, Auburn's just got to take that play out, take every single play that's happened this far out, and just play ball.
Now Myers going to hand this one off to King. King going to go for a few yards there. It looks like he's going to gain 5 on that run. So good job from this Auburn run game already to start.
Haven't seen much of it. Like to see more of it.
So Myers going with the hurry up yet again. Coach Etheridge wants to get the Tigers back in this game immediately, it looks like. And Myers going to go out to the outside here, going to find a man open. He's going to gain about a yard. Looks like that's going to be Joshua Askew.
Good play.
Yeah, good screen pass, just maybe a few more yards on that, but we'll see what the Tigers are able to do here on 3rd and 6.
Yeah, I'd love to see maybe Cash Reef or Levi Kelly involved here. We've seen a lot of Antonio Welsh and Josh Askew, as so, because they're great talents. Love to see some of the other guys enforce Vestavia, maybe get a linebacker on wide receiver matchup, especially in this 5-wide set.
Now going to be a jet sweep here to King. King going to go to the outside. He's going to get a first down and more. So J.J. King getting this Tigers offense a little bit of momentum here as they're going to get that first down.
And a great play right there by Nick Williams, the linebacker for the Rebels, able to get there and prevent a big play.
Now Myers doing the fake snap there. You know, the double clap, trying to get them to jump off sides.
Just don't do it exaggerated or you get a penalty like Gunnar Stockton.
Now Myers going to drop back. He's going to fire this one up the middle. It's caught by Cash Reef, making a few men miss, and he's still getting pushed. We'll see if they give him that first down.
Might be up there. Looks like they're going to move the chains.
They're going to move the chains. So Cash Reef picks up the first down, and the Tigers are nearing midfield. Good catch there by Reef.
Yeah, get those other guys involved. That's good. Forcing the Vestavia Hills defense that loves to stack the box, move guys in late, force them to play all 20 yards in between the hash marks, in between the sidelines.
Now Myers, it looks like a flag there. It looks like maybe you saw Jalen Huff possibly jump off sides there. So it's going to be a false start for the Tigers.
Starting behind the chains is just going to hurt you all night long, and that's exactly what Auburn's done thus far pretty much this entire game. They've got to be able to stay ahead of momentum, stay ahead of the down and distance, and just try and move the ball without having to think about it.
See Myers looking over the sideline for a play. The clock is running, and if you're Auburn, you got to hurry up and score, or even try to get down near scoring position to start the second quarter. So 1st and 15 here for the Tigers. Myers going to draw back and throw. He's going to fire this one deep. It's going to be caught near the 50-yard line. And he's going to be pushed back a little bit, but it looks like he'll be marked down maybe just short of the first down marker. And a great catch there by Antonio Welch, his 3rd of the night.
Hey, big players make big plays. A great pitch and catch from Myers to Welch. Almost a first down. They're going to mark it just a hair short. They might bring the chains out to take a look. Actually, they're going to say it's a first down. So Auburn offense, 15 yards and a first down. Just now, they're into Rebel territory. So that's a big sight. If you're Keith Etheridge trying to get win number 200, you've got to keep moving the ball.
And like Casey Myers putting this team on his back and just going downfield. Myers can't do the pitch there, but he's going to run for a few yards. So he tried to pitch that one to Jalen Huff, but maybe Huff wasn't looking, so Myers decided to just take it himself.
Yeah, it could be a design play right there as well. You saw those tackles drop back. Looked like it could be like a motion draw, trying to get a backer to follow Huff out into the boundary and get him away from the play.
So Myers going to drop back here. He's going to find a man wide open. It's Cash Reef, and Cash Reef going to be pushed out of, it looks like he's not going to be pushed out of bounds, but looks like they'll mark him maybe a little bit short. And that probably was the last play of this first quarter.
Yeah, great job right there by Vestavia rallying to the football. They've done it all night long. They're going to get every single one of those 11 Rebel defenders to the ball and force a stop. That has been able to help them.
And it looks like maybe, I don't know what's going on here. Looks like it will be the end of the first quarter. So the Rebels lead the Tigers 21-0 after one. You're watching Alabama High School Playoffs presented by AHS Mass Media. But when we come back, folks, we will have the second quarter.
Sophomores, Olivia Isbell, Swan Pop, Haley Reese, Reagan Snyder, Sally Stanley, Mally Wilson. Juniors, CJ Clark, Chloe Johnson, Reagan Parker, Kate Pearson, Avery Riley, Michaela Sanford, Jenna Stanley, Phoebe Wilson, Della Wright. Seniors, Captain Riley Castleberry, Captain Caroline Deneke, Millie Deneke, Captain Katie Fordham, Captain Jamie Johnson, Ella Pierce, Stella Rogers, Captain Emery Slocum, Addison Turner. Your head coach, Catherine Isbell, and assistant Hannah Bodine.
Hello everyone, and welcome back for second quarter action between the Vestavia Hills Rebels and your Auburn Tigers, presented by AHS Mass Media. This is Alabama High School Football Playoffs, and you see right here the Tigers faced with a 3rd and 1 in Vestavia Hills territory. Casey Myers leading the charge at quarterback, and I am Reese Kinder if you guys are just joining us, and my co-host, color analyst Trip Upton beside me.
Yeah, and I mean, there's been a lot happening in this first quarter. Vestavia taking advantage of Auburn mistakes. Went down the field first and scored on a long drive, but then an Auburn fumble in their own territory and then a blocked punt in their own red zone led to 14 points for Vestavia Hills. So the score looks a little bit deceiving because Vestavia just had short fields taking advantage of Auburn mistakes. This is the first Auburn drive to really progress, so you need to see more of this. It's early, but this might be a must-score drive.
Yeah, and like we mentioned at the break, Trip, we talked about if Auburn doesn't score here, there's a chance that this game could be out of reach. But we'll just see how Casey Myers does here. And, you know, Joseph Daniel can kick from this distance, but this is going to be a long kick. And I would prefer for Auburn to get a touchdown and possibly even go for a 2-point conversion and make it 21-8.
Right, yeah. Looking again, it looks like down the road in Central Phoenix City, not to be confused with Central SkillsUSA, who played flag football last week. Looks like the Red Devils scored.
And Myers going to run it up the middle, and he's going to continue to push, and he's going to get that first down with ease. And just a great design run there from Casey Myers, running it right up the middle, getting his lineman to block, and great job from the Tigers to move those chains.
And I mean, a great play right there. Again, this is a top 5 matchup. You see Coach Will Langdon just trying to pull everything out of his bag of trips, leave no stone unturned.
Now Myers going to throw this one. It's caught by Joshua Askew.
Great play by Askew, just sitting down on that more intermediate in route. Gets the catch, finding holes in this defense, and with the amount that Vestavia blitzes with their head coach Robert Evans being a defensive guy, they like to make late adjustments, shifts, pull backers down like you see right here. They find passing lanes.
Myers going to draw back, throw your eyes, pressure, fires it up the middle. It's caught by Cash Reed. Tigers nearing the 10-yard line.
And you saw that again. You saw Daniel Richardson, Grayer Manown stepping down, sending pressure. The entire middle of the defense blitzed, and that left the middle and the safeties out to dry. Auburn got a first down.
Myers going to run this one up the middle. Myers makes a man miss. He stumbles, and he's down near the 3-yard line, it looks like, is where the official will mark him.
And a great play right there. You'd see that a lot from Charlie Taffy over on the other sideline. Myers running the football, getting first downs.
Man slips there. Myers runs up the middle. It is a touchdown for the Tigers. And Auburn is on the board in the second quarter.
And that's how you respond, Reese. A great play going 80 yards right through the heart of Vestavia Hills into the end zone for a touchdown. Casey Myers put the team on his back right there, running the ball right up the middle, throwing it to the wide open wide receivers. The Auburn offense said it might have taken us 15 minutes, but Elvis is in the building.
Yeah, and this Auburn team, you know, it was struggling early on in this game, but Casey Myers, like you said, put the team on his back and was able to get a big score. And now Joseph Daniel going to attempt the PAT here to cut the lead to 14 to start this second quarter. And Daniels kicks this one, and it is up and through. So the Tigers get on the board with 10 minutes and 44 seconds in this second quarter. And now some momentum has switched in this building, and the fans are getting loud. And this Auburn fan base is ready to cheer on the Auburn Tigers as they hopefully get a big comeback against this Rebels team.
Yeah, and look at Coach Etheridge manning the sidelines. He wants that number 200 career victory, and he's not going to let the Rebels, Coach Robert Evans, Charlie Taffy, or anybody from those Vestavia Hills to try and take it from him. He didn't hear no bell, Reese. The fight is still going on.
Yeah, now the Tigers special teams unit coming out there to kick this one away on the kickoff. Joseph Daniels so far tonight, like you mentioned earlier, Trip, you said that Joseph Daniels so far tonight could be player of the game because of his kickoffs. You know, they've been just touchbacks, but we'll see if he can do it again here. And now Daniels going to kick this one away. This will be returnable, but actually it's going to be a touchback. So the Rebels offense comes back out. Charlie Taffy so far tonight has been stellar. He's been running the ball all over this Tigers defense, who has been able to stop the run all season, which is, it sounds surprising. You're like, a run defense that's honestly, I think, top 10 in 7A, and you have an offense that's done good so far this season, and Charlie Taffy just running it right down the throats of this defense. So now Taffy, an empty set here, man in motion, and Taffy gonna fake the pitch here. Taffy has pressure. It's batted up. It's intercepted by Colin King. The Tigers are in business.
That's my guy, Colin King, on the tip drill interception. Mass Media's own. Welcome to death row, Charlie Taffy in this Vestavia Hills offense. It's getting absolutely electric in the Duck. Great players make great plays. Colin King, 3 tackles against Vestavia, an interception against Vestavia, and now we're cooking with gasoline. Oh my goodness.
Man, I jumped out of my seat there, Trip. I mean, that one was insane. I mean, Colin King getting the energy in the booth and the stadium back, and just this Tigers offense in business now. And Myers gonna hand this one off to King. King going to the outside. He makes a man miss, and he gets 5 yards on that run.
Yeah, great play, taking advantage of the quick change situation, just running the ball, making the Vestavia Hills defenders think on their feet, and that's exactly what they're doing, especially with the crowd now turning hostile.
It's an empty set here for the Tigers. Myers going to drop back to throw here, fires up the middle to Cash Reef near the 10-yard line, makes a man miss, and he is brought down at the 3.
And another time where this entire middle of the defense for Vestavia Hills blitzed on that double mug nickel blitz. And they're just going to take that quick slant or that quick in every single time. And you've seen it work. It's picked up first downs almost every play. Auburn now with the goal-to-go scenario to cut this game to a 1-score lead. How about it?
Yeah, now, like you said, if this is a 1-score lead, this game, like we said, Trip, the drive could have ended, or the game basically could have ended earlier if Auburn didn't score, but Auburn back in business, and Myers gonna go up the middle, but he's gonna be brought down, looks like at the 1-yard line. But like we mentioned earlier, this game could have been over if Taffy and that offense would have came out again. Who knows what would have happened? But you see Auburn now trying to make it a 2-score or a 1-score game, and Colin King and Carnell Jackson coming in now, and we've seen this before. Carnell Jackson ran it in against Dothan for a rushing touchdown. Can he do it again here?
Yeah, as our executive producer, Mr. Diller, likes to call this the freak package. These guys are just some athletes.
Myers going to hand this one off to Jackson, and big Carnell Jackson in for the touchdown. He pushes his way in, and the Tigers are 1 score away from a tie.
And Carnell Jackson, his 2nd touchdown in 2 weeks, his 2nd touchdown in his career. I love that jump cut he made. Omar Maps has got to be watching some there with a smile on his face. The only people outside of Vestavia Hills that didn't like that play, probably the Arkansas Razorbacks, since he decommitted from there a couple weeks ago.
Now Joseph Daniel to attempt the PAT to cut this lead for Vestavia to 7. And it is up and through. And Trip, I mean, what an exciting just start to this game. You know, Vestavia Hills gets out to a 21-0 lead. We're like, what's happening? And then Auburn comes back, and they're back in this game now with 9 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. And this game is far from over. From when we thought it was at the end of the 1st quarter, and the fan base is loud. Everybody's rocking in Duck Sanford Stadium again, and we got a good football game on our hands.
To quote Ricky Bobby, Reese, I'm not really sure what to do with my hands right now. I'm fired up our control room. I can hear them yelling and screaming like they're at the duck right here, cheering on the Tigers. Everybody in town rooting for the home team, except maybe those lonely few on the Vestavia side, as you see there. But how about the quick change? If Auburn said, we'll match you with those quick scores and able to do so, try to take Vestavia out of this game.
And Joseph Daniel there with the kick, and that's going to be another touchback. I mean, you really love a kicker that can do that with just being able to have the ability to kick those touchbacks. And now Charlie Taffy and this Rebels offense coming back out. The interception last drive got the Tigers within one score. So how do the Rebels bounce back, Trip?
The Rebels bounce back by just going right back to what they were doing, keeping the ball away from the Auburn sideline, running tempo, tiring out their defense. Basically, because of Colin King, they got 3 drives of rest right there. That's huge.
And so now Taffy, the offense, back out there, man in motion. And Taffy going to run this one to the outside, but he's going to be stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. It's Aiden Parker.
Just absolutely read that play perfectly. They sent 2 men in motion, moved the tight end Will Ainsworth, and then moved the receiver Zach Laws, and just even though all the blockers were on one side, so are all the Auburn defenders. Aiden Parker meets his man in the middle.
And so now handoff there. He's going to be brought down. A big hit there from Greg Williams.
Yeah, you saw BJ McGee, the senior's corner. He does not want his Auburn career to end right there. Makes a good play, keeping Vestavia Hills behind the chains where they struggle. He had 4 tackles last week 2 weeks ago against Dothan. This Auburn defense starting to play like their helmets are on fire.
Now Taffy going to fake the handoff here, throws it up the middle, and it's incomplete. Batted away from this Tigers secondary, and a great play for Forthroffer on that pass.
And the Auburn defense coming to play over the middle. He had a hand on it, but Forthroffer able to make the play, knocking it down. An absolutely beautiful defensive play. And 7 minutes ago, we were talking about how Auburn needed to score and they were out of the game. They could tie this ball game up with this drive. Just so much happening right now. If you're not watching this game right now, I don't know why you wouldn't be, because this is just exciting. Looks like we're going to see a timeout right here.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Evans, I mean, your guys, they're hyped. Taffy over there, his guys patting him on the shoulder. We're like 21-0 lead. We got this. I mean, we're up, but still a lot of football to play. As long as we control the ball, we're good. And then Auburn goes down and scores to start the second quarter. What happens? Literally 7 minutes later, the Tigers get an interception. Big Colin King, and then Carnell Jackson runs it in to the end zone to make this a 1-score game. And now the Tigers are 1 score away from tying this ball game up.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. The timeout right there, probably good for Vestavia. Coach Evans, former baseball player in the Samford University Baseball Hall of Fame, 2-sport athlete. Just going to the pitcher's mound, talking to his guy. Actually played minor league baseball for the Red Sox. But as a football coach, played at Vestavia Hills under Buddy Anderson, was a staffer at Hoover, Oak Mountain, Spain Park, and the University of Alabama, Birmingham. So Coach Evans, not a stranger to big games. He's going to have to get his guys and his defense back into this one.
And now Morgan attempting the punt here. Saw a little bit of a hesitation there. And this one's going to be returnable for Cash Reef. And Reef going to run this one to the outside near the 50. He's making a few men miss. Down near the 35-yard line. Looks like there is a flag on the far side of the field. We'll see what this one is.
Might have been a hold or a block in the back. I mean, you saw every single Auburn defender but one come off the punt, expecting some trickeration. Only one was sent to make sure the punter didn't try to run it. Maybe somebody got bumped around in there as they shouldn't have, and that might back the Auburn Tigers up, but Hope is still going to be in Rebel territory to try and tie this ball game up.
And I'm now looking for the call from the head official, and you see Coach Etheridge visibly upset with this call on the sideline.
Looks like a block in the back.
Yeah, it looks like it will be a block in the back, but Coach Etheridge does not seem to agree with that call and very upset.
Yeah, unfortunately for Coach Etheridge, I mean, that just kind of happens. Those calls, you can't look at them and reverse them. I wish we could, even though we're not a replay school, so it would just be very frustrating. But
definitely something we need to do as Auburn right here is just push that mental mistake past us. We're at the 40. We are just on the doorstep of Vestavia Hills. I say we, I don't even, like, I've not even been here the whole year. I've been, but I'm now bleed blue. My friends were telling me about that. I keep saying we when I talk about Auburn, but we gotta make a play right here.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the Tigers' 40-yard line. Myers going to fire this one up the middle, and it's going to be caught. And he's going to be brought down, and what a catch. I mean, spectacular catch from Cash Reef. It looked like he just turned around and did a 360 spin while he caught that one.
There's catches in traffic, and then there's catches in Atlanta metro rush hour traffic. There was some people all around him, and he just fits the ball right behind Grayer Mannon's face and gets the first down into Rebel territory.
You saw Askew in motion there. Myers makes a man miss, and he's going to be brought down. Looks like he gains 7 on that gain.
Yeah, that Vestavia defensive line, you saw Haynes Bridges, you saw Paxton Ussery and Rush Harper all try to get back there, but the fake kind of looked like Haynes King. Fake the toss, cut up inside, follow your blockers, and gets it to second and manageable.
Now Myers dropping back. Can't find anyone open. Finds someone open in the middle of the field. Let's see if they rule out a catch.
Looks like they narked it incomplete.
And then it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah.
Joshua Askew, I mean, my goodness, I believe he caught that ball. And if he did, that might be one of the most athletic plays I've ever seen.
Yeah, let's look at this replay right here. Myers in the shotgun. Let's see.
See Askew cut across here.
Oh, just missed it. Got to get back to the action.
Now, Myers going to fake the handoff here. Myers going to go up the middle, and he's going to be brought down. Looks like a yard or two short from the first down marker. So now Coach Etheridge has a decision to make. Will he bring out Joseph Daniel, who struggled from, field goal perspective, but it looks like he's going to keep the offense on the field. Welch in motion. Man missed, it looked like. And we'll see. And it's going to be a offsides penalty. And this is going to get the Tigers the first down. You saw the crowd just going insane.
I mean, the unit shaking the cam offsides. I saw Coach Evans visibly upset. Normally, Vestavia Hills is the one that gets the teams to jump off sides with their fancy sets and their fancy motions. Auburn just said, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Just go hard count. We dare you to jump.
And now Myers going to drop back here. Going to find a man open on the side of the field. It is Cash Reef.
Actually, good play by Levi Kelly. Had only one catch against Dothan, but it was for 18 yards. It was a big play, and now they're just going to try and do the same thing. Keep pushing this ball down the field, knocking on the door of the red zone.
And now Myers going to drop back here. Going to have a lot of pressure. Going to run it to the 20-yard line, near the 10, and he's going to get past the 10-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark him down at the 8. And Casey Myers in this Tigers offense is nearing a tie.
I love him lowering the shoulder, making a man miss, putting his body on the line. He's in the flow state right now, just making plays for Auburn. I mean, he's a one-man band willing this team to victory, and the team, you could tell the confidence that Myers has is infesting this entire stadium.
Now, handoff here, going to the outside, and he's going to be brought down at, looks like the 4-yard line here.
Great.
A while to say that. I didn't know where they're going to mark him. Looks like actually the 3 is where they're marking.
Great play right there by J.J. King. Just getting it inside 5 yards. Maybe get a little bit closer. We could see the freak package again.
And Myers going to run this one up the middle. It's a touchdown for the Tigers! And the game is 1 point away from being tied from down 21-0 to back to a basically 0-0 ball game if you tie this thing.
And the momentum right across that sideline faster than you could even spell momentum, Reese Kinder. It has been absolutely fantastic. 9 minutes, 21 points for the Auburn Tigers, probably outpacing that fast Vestavia Hills offense. Just been absolutely incredible as the PAT right here to tie. Let's see it.
And Daniel's kick is up and through. So the Auburn Tigers from 21 down come back and tie this game up. And Kason Myers, the man of the hour right now, with just some stellar plays, being able to lead this offense downfield. And let's not forget about the defense. I mean, the defense has been stellar. Colin King getting the Tigers help to get great field position, to get within one score. And now Auburn, you see Kason Myers there on that sideline going over that last drive. But that guy right there has gotten this team back in this game and possibly could get them a win if he continues to play.
Just absolutely incredible stuff from this Auburn offense. And you talked about Colin. You know that his big brother Kyle King watching over at UVA-wise, playing at the next level. I'm sure Colin has the ability to do so himself, to be able to play at that next level. Let's take a look at Hoover. Has scored a touchdown. They do not have the ball, but the Buccaneers keeping it close with Central. If you would have told me, Reese, one of these games is going to be 10-7, one of these games is going to be 21-21, I don't know if I would say that the 10-7 game would be Central Hoover.
Yeah, I really expected this Auburn Vestavia Hills game to be low scoring, and honestly that Central and Hoover game, we both expected it to be high scoring, but both teams you see over there in Phoenix City right now, it's just it's a dogfight, and it's going to be a long game for both those teams. And this Hoover team, like you mentioned, Tripp and pregame, they have not lost in recent years in a playoff matchup, and they've had a long winning streak, so
best in the state.
Yeah, you see the light show from this Auburn Tigers team. But, you know, I mean, just outstanding performances so far in this first half from both sides of the ball. I mean, defense, offense, and even Vestavia Hills, Charlie Taffy, and that offense has just been outstanding. And also, can't forget Carson Purdy has been really good too. And honestly, this game has just been exceeding expectations for what a lot of people predicted, because I don't know if you look at Instagram much with Bama Preps, but they predicted that this game would be, you know, a low scoring battle, but a lot predicted Auburn to win because it was at Doug Sanford Stadium, and we'll just have to see how this pans out. But a lot of the analysts have been predicting that Auburn would win this game, but so far it's just been a shootout between two heavyweight 7A teams.
Yes, I did see that on Bama Preps. I've probably told you many a times in class that I have had, you know, with our bracketology show, I've had to learn a lot about Alabama. I'm not originally from Alabama, but I've learned everything I need to know from 7A all the way down to AHSAA single A 8-man flag football. Shout out to Coach Noah Gardner and the Trinity Christian Academy Eagles. They unfortunately, their season ended last night with a loss to Evangel Academy. But, you know, I've learned a lot. A lot of people said, hey, you know, Auburn, Vestavia, this is a good game, but hey, the duck is going to matter. And I've seen it all the entire season, and it is just something special tonight.
Yeah, and you saw that man there, Coach Keith Etheridge on the sideline, looking for his 200th win tonight in his coaching career. But Auburn trying to do that for him, this team trying to get a win. And Joseph Daniel going to kick this one away, and that is going to be another touchback, and just stellar on the kickoff so far from Joseph Daniel.
And yeah, you said Keith Etheridge at 199 all across his stops at Leeds and Oxford High School. It would mean something to him, though, to get this win in the blue, black, and white for the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, so now Charlie Taffy in this Rebels offense coming back out. Taffy struggled the past two drives. Let's see how he adjusts, and it looks like there will be a flag here. We'll see what this call is.
Looks like it's something to do with the ineligible substitution. They did not, they might have subbed him on late or had the wrong guy out there, just trying to do something, got in his head, but Vestavia, again, stayed behind the chains. This is where they struggle.
It's a 1st and 15 to start this drive. The Rebels are at their own 15, so man in motion here. And Taffy going to fake the handoff, and he's going to be brought down there. Huge tackle by Greg Williams, and it looks like Taffy gets nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, Greg Williams is like Freddy Krueger. He's going to be in Charlie Taffy's nightmares tonight. He has just played absolutely downhill, throwing caution to the wind and hitting hard. I would not want to be Mr. Taffy tomorrow morning waking up battered and bruised because of Greg Williams.
Now Taffy back there, empty set, gonna throw this one. Taffy has a lot of time, finds a man, it's Purdy. He's gonna be brought down by Cortez Cooks.
Great tackle right there, open field tackling, something that Auburn struggled with early in the season at Vestavia Hills. And Auburn now, they've worked on that. You saw it right there. Cortez Cooks keeping him down and not letting him get a lot of yards after catch on a great throw by Taffy.
Now 3rd and 6 here, and you see Cortez Cooks jumps off sides in a crucial mistake, as you see Cortez Cooks visibly upset, and some of those other Tigers defensive linemen and even defensive players are a little upset with that. But you know, young guy, still gonna have a lot to learn, but that's gonna help Vestavia Hills get a 3rd and 1 now.
Would not be surprised to see Taffy run this one himself. This is where they thrive in these short yardage situations, because they just got to come out of the huddle, snap the ball, and the ball could be going literally anywhere. It could be heading up 280, back up to Birmingham for all I know.
And now you get 3rd and 1 here. 2 men in motion. Crazy set there from the Rebels. Man in motion again. And Taffy, there you said it, Trip, going to run it right up the middle, and he's going to get help from some of his offensive linemen making that hole. And you see, gets the 1st down and a little more.
I think Auburn wanted a false start right there on the outside wide receiver, number 8, Grayson Harper, but it's just him standing up because of the motion. He now has to stand up instead of be able to be in his set position. So that is not a flag. That's just what it's supposed to be.
So now 1st and 10 here. Taffy going to fake the double handoff, but he's going to throw this one to the outside. Has a man near the 40-yard line, and he is brought down. Great tackle there from B.J. McGee.
Luke Stubbs on the catch right there, but I wanted to look at this Auburn defense. The defensive tackle got bull rushed, or the offensive lineman got bull rushed. That might have been Aiden, or that was Cam Creighton and Aiden Parker getting in there for the stop, or for the pressure.
Now 2nd and 4 here. Taffy can hand it off to Purdy. Purdy going to the outside, and it looks like he will pick up that 1st down and a little more. He's still going. Great job from this Rebels offensive line to push him past those chains.
Yeah, again, the second effort, that's what this guy, Carson Purdy, likes to do. He has that ability to just keep his legs moving, keep fighting, and Auburn has got to take that will out of him. They've got to be able to hit him and hit him hard if they want to get a stop.
So now 1st down for the Rebels. Charlie Taffy, empty set in the backfield, has a man in motion. Taffy gonna throw this one deep, and it's gonna be caught. Actually incomplete there. Looked like he caught that ball.
Logan Cicero just absolutely, Taffy gave him a hospital ball. Oh, yeah, that was a big hit right there. Logan just absolutely hitting him high, just left it a little bit too high. Incomplete. They're behind the chains again. Vestavia's got to do something.
Yeah, so now 2nd and 10 here for the Rebels, and Taffy, another empty set back there. Taffy gonna just take this one himself, but it looks like a little stoppage of play.
Looks like maybe the man in motion wasn't set in prior time for the snap for at least 1 second. Looks like could be a false start. Let's see what the white hat tells us. Yep, that's exactly what it was.
False start, so this will move the Rebels back 5 yards, so it's gonna be a 2nd and 15 for Vestavia Hills.
Yeah, and just again, staying behind the chains is not what Coach Evans wants to do. That's not what offensive coordinator Josh Franklin for the Rebs wants to do either. They just need to keep moving, because if they keep moving, staying away from the Auburn sideline, Auburn cannot substitute. These penalties give Auburn time to rest.
Now Taffy dropping back, has pressure, and is batted down by Carnell Jackson.
I mean, our defensive tackles are single-handedly winning this game right now. Carnell Jackson with the deflection. I thought maybe Colin King get his 2nd pick. He was back there on the blown-up screen. So this is 3rd down. Now, Auburn now can force them into predictable sets with a probable passing down. Auburn can drop some guys back, not have to focus on the motion man at the line of scrimmage just as much.
Now Taffy, empty set. We've seen that already a lot on this drive, so we'll see what Taffy can do on 3rd and really long. And now Taffy going to draw back, has a lot of pressure, going to try to step up in the pocket. Taffy going to the outside, finds a man open downfield, wide open to the 30, to the 20, and he's going to walk into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Luke Stubbs.
Looks like they're saying go back. There might be a flag on the play. Was he past the line of scrimmage on that one? He stepped up and was running for a long time. You see the white hat going for the call. If he's past the line of scrimmage, we saw this in the Hoover game. That exact scenario happened where where Taffy stepped up in the pocket on the run, threw to a wide open guy on a busted coverage, and that was a penalty, lost it down. This could be 4th down in a 7-point swing. Holding.
Yeah, it looks like it will be a holding here, and that penalty will be,
Oh, 2 penalties.
yeah, 2 penalties, and that's going to be,
Lost it down.
yeah, lost it down. So it's going to be 4th down, and Vestavia Hills thought they had the touchdown, but was not able to get it due to the fact of the flag. So now the Rebels are going to have to end up, it looks like, punting this one away.
Just a massive mental mistake for Charlie Taffy. Just saw the man wide open after trying to run. He was already down the field and just let it flew. In the defense, they didn't pay attention to him because he was already past the line of scrimmage, Reese. That's got to be something that we coach up a little bit better. But if they're going to punt right here on 4th and 20, Auburn now has an opportunity to take the lead. Who would have thought that going into the 2nd quarter?
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be one of those where they're
going to run the punt unit on right here. Watch this. Yep. Good job by Auburn not jumping. That was beautiful.
And Auburn does not jump on this one. So now the punt unit coming out. See Morgan back there to punt. Morgan's going to take a few steps.
Rugby style punter. He just wanted to take as much time off the clock, which is not something Vestavia Hills does normally. They love to run with tempo. They're playing Auburn Tiger football now. And if you're Coach Evans, if you're Coach Franklin on the offense, if you're Coach Merrill on the defense, Coach Shad Merrill, the defensive coordinator for Vestavia Hills, that's not what you want. Vestavia Hills is in trouble. And who would have thought that? Once again, it's just, this has been a crazy game.
Yeah, certainly, Tripp. I mean, this has just been one of those that we, it's just been back and forth. It's kind of like a fight, you said. I mean, it's just like someone's throwing punches, that end of the round bell rings, and then, it's just been back and forth, and now Auburn has a chance to extend their lead, or to get a lead now, if Casey Myers can drive down the field and score before halftime. And now going to run it to the outside, but he is brought down. A bunch of defenders for the Rebels there. See Rush Harper, first man on him, and a great tackle for loss for Rush Harper.
Yeah, Vestavia's defense has to be the tone setter for this team. If they can get a stop, maybe that can give a little bit of that swagger back to Vestavia Hills that they love to play with. They are such a good team when they play ahead. And so it's really interesting to see how they play behind. We really haven't seen a lot of that. Their offense doesn't really do that from what they do, but if they can get a turnover right here or a stop, they have a chance to take the lead back going into halftime.
And Myers drops back. He's going to fire this one up the middle. Caught by Antonio Welch. And he's going to, let's see if he picks up the 1st down. And it looks like they're going to mark him right at that marker. We'll see.
They gave it to him.
Extra momentum, and they will. So it's going to be a 1st down. Great pass. Casey Myers able to just set his feet, fire a ball right into traffic, and see Antonio Welch able to get a 1st down on that play.
Yeah, running tempo right here, under 2 minutes. Got to get a play here.
Now the Tigers 1st and 10. Myers going to pitch this one off, and it's going to be ran to the outside near the 40-yard line, and a great run there by King.
Yeah, up to the 44. Great job seeing the defense was set back in a nickel or dime set, knowing that they could run it underneath on the little out toss. Myers using his legs as a weapon to force the defense to stay honest and give the ball to J.J. King for a big 1st down.
Now Myers empty set in the backfield. Myers going to draw back here, has pressure, and that's going to be incomplete. Looks like his man kind of did a curl route and then almost tried to go again, but Myers just couldn't find him.
Yeah, Myers read that pressure at the pre-snap, did not see the backers drop back into coverage. He had J.J. King wide open in the flat on that little out route towards the Vestavia sideline. If he throws that route, that's probably a 1st down. Instead, he knew that if there's pressure, if they show pressure, I throw the ball over the middle. Just mistimed it right there. Maybe could have gotten into passing lane, but wasn't probably worth the risk.
Yeah, certainly, Tripp. And now the Tigers faced with a 2nd down here. And Welch in motion. He fires it up the middle. It's caught by Cash Reef near the 4-yard line. Great pass by Casey Myers. Just one of those quick passes. Able to get the ball moving again.
Yep, pressure came. Again, Kaysen is just reading this defensive front. They send pressure. My guy goes to the middle of the field. I do it all the time in NCAA. We were talking about our dynasties earlier. This is what Casey Myers is playing like.
Now you see Welch was in motion. Gonna go back in motion again.
Might have saw something they liked with this front.
Vestavia Hills looks a little confused here. And now Myers gonna draw back, has pressure, fires it up the middle, and it is caught by receiver there for the Auburn Tigers.
Looked like that was Josh Askew getting the first down. Looks like Auburn might be taking a timeout right here. Actually might have been BJ Collins.
Yeah, BJ Collins getting a reception in there. Only had one 2 weeks ago against Dothan, and now 45 seconds here in this first half, and Myers gonna hand this one off. Actually takes this one himself. Myers going up the middle, and a helmet flies off. He just takes it with him. So now the play will stop due to the fact that that helmet did come off, so he'll have to come out of the game.
Haynes Bridges, the defensive tackle, got to run off. Auburn's still taking a timeout. To be able to talk about this, they are in Joe Daniels' field goal range right here, but they'd love to get 7 points on the board, especially getting the ball out of halftime. If Auburn can win the middle 4 minutes of the game, you hear that all the time in coaches. After the 2-minute warning, the first drive of the second half, they have the opportunity to sweep both of those opportunities. The middle 4 of this game could be the deciding factor. And Kason Myers putting his body on the line. You saw the truck right there knocking Haynes Bridges' hat off. Being able to find and read the defense. Again, I said it earlier, he's in the flow state. Kason Myers proving why maybe he could be looked at the next level. I'd love to have him over at Auburn University, given our quarterback situation over there.
Yeah, certainly, Trip. You know, right now, just has been back and forth this whole entire game. Kason Myers has started to get momentum, started to set his feet more in the pocket. 34 seconds here, like you said, Joseph Daniel field goal range. But the Tigers, I don't think will want to take a field goal, but if they had to, they have to. We'll see here, 34 seconds to go in this first half, and Myers going to run this one up the middle. He's going to get a few yards and continue to push, and it's going to be a first down.
Again, that QB draw so dangerous. You know, with this much time on the clock, you think, oh wait, we need to. Hey, this is a passing down. Let's send everyone back nickel dime. If they're gonna do that, Case is gonna run it underneath. They're gonna take what the defense is giving them. Looks like a timeout's been called by Auburn. Just continue to try and actually Vestavia trying to get set. You don't see that. Vestavia just loves to hey, whatever happens, happens. Let's play ball.
Yeah.
Vestavia taking the timeout.
You see, Coach Merrill did not like what he was seeing out there from his defense. And if you're Coach Merrill, I mean, you're talking to your guys. You're like, guys, what happened after those first 3 drives or first 2 drives that we had success, and now you see Vestavia Hills kind of just down in the dumps, and their defense is kind of just wearing out now, and it looks like it could be an offensive shootout from both teams.
Yeah, you look at this team, there's only probably 2 groups of people in this stadium that's ready for halftime. That's Vestavia Hills and the Auburn High School marching band that you're going to see at halftime. They're absolutely fantabulous, but the Auburn Tigers the football team trying to get into the end zone here. They only need about 12 yards to do it first down. They have 2 timeouts. So I would not be surprised if this is looking at the front of the defense, unless that middle linebacker comes down late, this is probably going to be a run play.
So now Myers empty set. Myers going to fire this one up the middle, and it's incomplete. Nearly caught. J.J. King almost got the Tigers the lead. And you see Myers quickly fired that ball, nearly intercepted too.
Yeah, I was about to say, if Nick Williams is a half foot more inside, that ball's intercepted, and the momentum of this game changes completely. I like the throw. If Williams had blitz, like I said, but he didn't, I thought Kaysen should have maybe either taken a beat, thrown that a little differently, or run it himself, which he's done so successfully all night.
Now Myers going to run it himself. He's going to make a few men miss. He's still going, but he's going to be brought down.
And a timeout taken by Auburn after that beautiful run right there by Kason Myers. That quarterback draw, quarterback keeper, whatever you want to call it, it's getting plays and getting yards. Setting up about a 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 4. You don't necessarily need this. If I'm Auburn right here, I'm running the ball, or I'm throwing the ball in a short, jet sweep type play to the middle of the field, or whatever hash mark that Joe Daniels wants you to take a field goal from, and you're going to settle for that. Vestavia, I don't think they're going to be able to get down the field, and if you leave them maybe 10 to 8 seconds. So I would not be surprised if this is a play with an option like, hey, if the defense gives us something we like, we're going to go for a touchdown. If it's not, hey, let's just settle for 3, settle for the lead. We can come out. If we score after halftime, we'll be up 10. And let's just go up 3 to the halftime before we make anything too complicated. But we'll just see what the defense gives Kason Myers and this offense.
Yeah, now, I mean, like you said, if Auburn runs it, it really wouldn't matter, because even if they pick up the first down, I feel like the clock will just continue to run. Coach Etheridge might just take the field goal here, but we'll just see what he does on this 3rd down.
They are lined up middle of the field. Would not be surprised if this is a pass to the end zone.
Myers going to drop back here, going to roll out. Myers going up the middle, and he's going to try to dive, but he's going to be brought down, and it looks like it will be a quick timeout with 7 seconds left. And if you're Coach Etheridge, you might just want to take the points here and go into half up 3.
I mean, look, Reese, if on the flip side, to play the devil's advocate right here, you only have 7 seconds left, but you have, 2, maybe 3 yards to get to be able to score a touchdown. Maybe you draw something where it's either you're going to trust Kaysen on the run, he's either going to throw it to the end zone or throw it away, and then Joe is going to come in here and kick a field goal with about a second or 2 left. You have a play, but this play cannot die in bounds. You cannot take a sack. Let him run. I think they should have called it the play they just called on this play. Roll out. Maybe you have a guy, I would not be surprised if you see a guy come in like Corey Jackson or Hampton Jordan at the tight end position, just run out in the flat with Myers on the little, like a bootleg, and try to score right here on the short side of the field. If not, you throw the ball out of bounds, don't take a sack. Joe, go put us up 3 points. I believe in you, buddy.
Now, 1st and goal from the 2-yard line, and like you mentioned, Trip, if Auburn's able to score here, this could get them the lead before half, but no mistakes or anything. And now Myers going to try to throw this one, has pressure, and he's going to fire to King, but it's going to be caught, but it looks like they'll mark him inbounds.
Did not like that idea right there by Myers. He should have thrown that one away, not tried to force a touchdown. That could cost them in this game, but a great second quarter. Again, it's Ali, Frazier, Pacquiao, Mayweather, Auburn, Vestavia, just an absolute boxing match of 2 halves.
Yeah, and
or first 2 quarters, rather.
And the Rebels will, get the ball to receive in the second half, but we'll be back, folks, in the second half. But for now, you guys will be watching the halftime show from the Auburn High Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Vestavia Hills City School Superintendent Dr. Todd Freeman and Principal Dr. Blair Nabnett, we are proud to present for your halftime entertainment the Vestavia Hills High School Rebel Marching Band. The band is directed by Dr. Burrell Horton, and the Associate Director is Mrs. Heather Palmer. The band is under the field direction of Drum Majors Autumn Berry, Will Shahaney, and Sadie Norris. Field captains are Ruth Graham and William Pitts. Majorette captain is Ella Claire Hunter. Rockette captain is Mary Pitts. Rockette co-captain is Ella Bush. Color guard head captain is Vivian Shee. Flag captains are Gianti Runjohn and Hannah White. Tonight, we present our 2025 show entitled One Short Day, featuring the music from the hit Broadway musical Wicked. Please welcome the Vestavia Hills High School Rebel Marching Band. instruction is provided by Dovetail Percussion. Thank you and go Red.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Dr. Kristen Herring, Superintendent of Auburn City Schools, Dr. Gregory Moore, Principal of Auburn High School, and Director of Bands, Miss Deanna Marshall, we present the Auburn High School Marching Band and their 2025 production, Up in the Air. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Emma Stackhouse, Avery Moore, Isaiah Nash, and Trent Doyle.
sportsmanship is top priority for the AHSAA and our member schools. While you enjoy this outstanding event, please give all select athletes their positive support and encouragement. Booing, taunting, and derogatory remarks directed at opponents or contest officials and are sportsmanlike and unacceptable.
Hello everyone and welcome back for second half action presented by AHS Mass Media for Alabama High School Football Playoffs. I am Reese Kinder. Of course, joining me alongside me, my partner Trip Upton. Trip, a back and forth first half from both teams. What stood out to you the most?
My blood pressure.
I think this is going to be.
I mean, my heart rate. I mean, it has just been back and forth. Vestavia and Charlie Taft jump out to a big lead. Tigers get the ball, get a touchdown and a Colin King interception to be able to and get the momentum back. They tie this game back up. Auburn probably should have scored at the end of half two, just were a little short. Ball in the turf looks like looks like they're going to rule that down on the kick return. A little lucky right there as we're recapping. But look, I think Auburn has got the momentum. I think every person in Duck Sanford Stadium that thinks that their team is in this ball game, whether they be on the Vestavia Hills sideline or Auburn sideline. But I'm really, it was a great first half. Kason Myers, the poise and confidence, looking like a 7-year NFL vet. Instead, I mean, he's a, junior in high school? The confidence was able to keep the team in it. The defense getting after it, and they've been able to make a play. Let's see how they start this second half.
Yeah, certainly great first half, and Kason Myers dropping back here. Gonna fire this one downfield, caught by Levi Kelly, and makes a man miss. Down almost near midfield. Great throw to start this first half, or the second half for Kason Myers. And like you mentioned, Trip, that first half for Kason Myers really got going in that second quarter. The Tigers got 20, or they got back tied after giving up 21 unanswered points.
Yeah, beautiful sail concept on that play right there.
Now Myers going to throw this one to the sideline yet again. It's going to be caught by Joshua Askew, and he's going to be out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Looks like the 37th.
Yeah, into Rebel territory, and Auburn taking advantage of the fact that the field is wide. Vestavia likes to funnel you inside where they keep those linebackers coming downhill. Auburn, you see where they've succeeded is when they've gotten the ball away, forcing these more wide open sets from Vestavia, and that's allowed Kason Myers to run the ball.
And now Myers hesitates there, but he's going to find a man open. It's Cash Reef, and Cash Reef going to make a few men miss and be brought down just past the 30-yard line. And this Auburn offense starting off fast in the second half.
Yeah, great play. The pump fake to Jaden King forced that slot corner to come inside and try and cut it off. That was number 18, Daniel Richardson, the linebacker, and it opened up Reef wide open for a first down.
Myers going to fake the handoff, make a man miss, but he's going to be shoelace tackled there from Vestavia Hills. Owen Wilbanks with a great tackle there.
Yeah, great play right there. Both these quarterbacks have been running wild all night. Kason Myers, Charlie Taft, and just been absolutely incredible. They've just been running, it's been the running of the quarterbacks right here. So the passing game for Auburn, a little bit more developed. That's why they've been able to get the momentum in this ball game.
And now Myers has some pressure there. He's going to go up the middle near the 30-yard line, find a man open, and it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, very lucky he didn't get throwing that past the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was maybe at the yard line. Threw it a little late. Actually, a flag on the field. They might have said that he crossed it. So we saw this on the last drive with Vestavia Hills. Charlie Taft passing the line of scrimmage and threw it. And that a touchdown. Yet they're going to call the same thing. Kason Myers just did it right there. Just mental mistake right there. Just should have just pulled down and ran with it. Instead, chose the worst option of the two.
Yeah, so now it will be a loss of down here. So a third down for the Tigers, and they are in field goal range, but you don't really want a field goal against a Vestavia Hills offense that's been able to score a lot tonight, and we'll see what Kason Myers can do on this 3rd and 14. So Myers going to just throw this one here. Looked like he was going to hand it off, but a good catch there from Antonio Welch. A little bit of a slide, and it looks like Auburn will bring the special teams unit out. And we did mention earlier, before the half, Joseph Daniel could have had an opportunity, but he has struggled this season kicking-wise. Hasn't been the best, but, tonight we'll just have to see what he's going to do. Joseph Daniel, all the confidence in the world Coach Smith has in him. And you see Cooper Bailey back there to hold for the Tigers. So we'll see if Joseph Daniel can put this one up and through. Daniel's kick is up, and it is through. So the Tigers get the lead here in the 3rd quarter with 10:01 to play. And good job by the Tigers to move downfield. At the end of that drive wasn't necessarily as good, but Auburn was able to get points up on the board. 3 for them. And Joseph Daniel gotta feel confidence for him. You know, he's got a good kick there, got a good leg, possibly committed to Georgia Tech soon. That's what I've heard. And Joseph Daniel with a good kick to get the Tigers up 3.
Well, I'm sure they'd love to have him on the flats. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, a long tradition of good special teamers. You had Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion with the Chiefs. Presley Harvin, Ray Guy Award winner over at punter. Right now, Aiden Burr, a kicker that's made big kicks game after game after game. We saw that big one against Clemson earlier in the season, had a big one against Florida State last year in Dublin, Ireland. So if he goes to Georgia Tech, I'd be definitely rooting for old Joey D.
So now Daniel's going to kick this one off here for the Tigers.
Probably will be a touchback based on the way this guy's been kicking it tonight.
Yeah, and certainly you predicted it there. I mean, could have put that one nail to the coffin there. I mean, that was a good prediction there, Trip, with the touchback. And Joseph Daniels setting up this Tigers defense with some good momentum and also just good field position so they can possibly get the offense back out in the field.
Yeah, but again, if anything, that Charlie Taft and this Luke Stubbs and this offense, they've played well, but just haven't been on the field a lot in that second quarter. They're going to try and use some scripted time that they have, some scripted plays, and try and get some first downs.
Now Purdy in motion, and now you see Taft going up the middle, and Taft going to the outside, makes a man miss to the 30, still going to the 40, to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, still going to the 20, near the 15-yard line. He's down near the 10, and just a huge run from Charlie Taft.
Yeah, and everyone's sprinting to the line right there. Taft just looking great. That was a great play right there for the quarterback, just running right through the heart of the Auburn defense.
See a little bit of miscommunication here, and it looks like it's going to be a false start penalty.
Just moving a little too fast. They were trying to catch the Auburn defense. You saw Colin King and Carnell Jackson trying to get back down there, just taking advantage of the fact they're gassed, but a little bit of motion, forcing that false start. Got to move them back 5 yards, but that's a game-saving tackle potentially by this Tigers defense. You saw Cortez Cooks chase him down the field and make a big tackle to get the stop. I think Isaac Binford was also involved with that, but Auburn has to, withstand these scripted drives from Vestavia Hills.
And so now 1st and 15 as the Rebels reset down here in the red zone. So Taft going to hand this one off to Purdy. Purdy makes a few men miss and gets back near the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage for the Rebels. And now the Rebels in business nearing the 10-yard line.
Yeah, you see him as a gadget player. He lines up everywhere, quarterback, running back, wide receiver. Would not be surprised if he can do it all. Probably washes the jerseys and drives the team bus. He has been all over. He's been a lot of running back tonight, though. So it's been a little bit easier for the assignment-based football that Coach Scott Goolsby and this defense wants to play, especially with a tricky team like Vestavia Hills.
So now 2nd and 11 for Charlie Taft and his offense. See what he can do here. Gonna fake the handoff to Purdy. Taft going to the outside. He's gonna make a man miss and dive into the end zone. It is going to be a touchdown for the Rebels.
And that's Charlie Taft basically doing the whole thing himself with about 81 rushing yards on that drive right there. That'll look nice in the stat book. On that one, just the read option, get to the outside. You saw BJ McGee shoot the gap, try and get that stop, but instead he's able to beat him to the outside. Taft walking into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, so Tigers were able to get 3 on the board, but the Rebels were able to answer with 6 of their own. This extra point will make it 7. Now Morgan, the extra point is up and through. So the Rebels answer after the Tigers start off the second half with 3, and it is 28-24. Vestavia Hills is up by 4 with 8 minutes to play in this third quarter.
And if I'm Coach Etheridge, I think back to that end of the first half where, hey, I could have taken 3 or maybe scored a touchdown. Instead, I let the clock run out on a short play. That is hurting them right now, because if Auburn is able to score a touchdown there, instead, they could be up 3 right now. Even if they kick a field goal, they're only down 1. Instead, now you're down 4 points. They can't tie it with a field goal. That's got to be on the back of his mind right now. And Vestavia, I would not be surprised if they try something tricky here on this kickoff here. Take advantage of the momentum, just kind of try and rip it back from Auburn. I think it's about even keel now.
So now the Rebels will have the kickoff unit out there. So we'll see Auburn's offense come back out again and just see what they can do. But last drive, pretty good drive, but it ended in some penalties. So we'll just have to see if Casey Myers can lead the Tigers down and answer.
Yeah, onside kick. Did the Tiger? Looks like the Tigers were covered. I thought they'd do that. That tricky. We'll try to do a little squib kick, catch the Tigers off guard. Great play, heads up by this Auburn team. Could have been bad, but Auburn, now that the ball at midfield, is that a calculated risk, kind of like that into the first half scenario for Coach Etheridge? Could that be a calculated mistake by Coach Robert Evans, giving the Auburn Tigers the ball in the 50?
Yeah, and obviously just great heads-up awareness there from the Tigers to get that onside kick recovery. And now Casey Myers coming back out there. See the running back in the backfield. See what Casey Myers can do. Myers going to draw back here, has some pressure, fires it up the middle. It's nearly intercepted. Dangerous pass from Casey Myers. That one was nowhere close to the receiver.
Yeah, Grayer, man, and able to get back and just put a hand up. Almost picked that one off. I thought maybe even Owen Wilbanks could have come up from the safety position and catch the tip drill. Just a dangerous throw by Myers. Can't have a little bit too much swagger. Just let's calm down. Let's settle. Let's just get into this half.
And now Myers drops back, has a man open on the side of the field there, and near the 40-yard line, it looks like they're going to give him the extra momentum for the first down. And the Tigers will get a first down there. It looks like that was Antonio Welch with the catch, and he's just having a great night so far. Antonio Welch, the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, the yards are coming fast and furious for this receiving corps. Antonio Welch, kind of the lead guy tonight. Would not be surprised if we see some Josh Askew in a moment here. Just been dominant.
And now Myers dropping back, firing to Cash Reef, and it is caught. But a man right there for the Rebels. And just a great heads-up awareness play from Vestavia Hills on that tackle.
Yeah, just able to put his feet in the ground and run. That was just a great play by this Rebels defense. Looked at like that might have been number 8. Maybe I thought it was number 18, Daniel Richardson, but looks to be number 10 for the Rebels.
Now Myers drops back here, gonna find a man, looks like it's gonna be caught, and they are gonna mark it as a catch, and that is Joshua Askew. You mentioned a trip, and Joshua Askew moving the chains with just looks like a basket catch there to get the first down.
Reminds me a lot of that catch he had. We thought he had earlier on the ground. Instead, is able to get low enough this time for the first down. Kaysen able to put it up. He's just trying to read this defense, read this front, see what they give him, and make the adjustment accordingly.
So now the Tigers in business here, just behind the 25-yard line, going to hand it off to J.J. King. J.J. King finds a hole to the 10, makes a man miss, and he's still going. J.J. King down near the 5-yard line. Looks like it's going to be the 2 or 3 yard line here, but a big hole for the running back, J.J. King. And we talked about in pregame, we wanted this running game to open up, and right there, J.J. King finds a big hole.
Look how fast he went from 0 to 100, looking like he's an airboat in the bayou of Florida or Louisiana. Just 0 to 100 real quick.
Now Myers alone in the backfield. Myers going to run this one up the middle. It is another touchdown for the Tigers, and the Tigers get the lead back. Casey Myers runs it in for 6.
You know, I've been calling this a boxing match all night, and that's a great punch right there by Casey Myers in this offense. The running game starting to complement the passing game. It was, a key that we had early on to this game. If Auburn could run the ball effectively, set up those passing games, force this Vestavia Hills defense to stay honest, and that's exactly what they've done. You see Casey Myers, I believe his second rushing touchdown, and he's just been the wheel, the engine that drives this Auburn nice Ferrari.
Yeah, and you see Joseph Daniel with the extra point there. So 31-28, the Tigers answer back, and this boxing match, I guess you could consider, has just been back and forth. Punches have been thrown, and I mean, this has just been a great matchup between two high school football teams, two heavyweight high school football teams in 7A.
Yeah, I mean, they've been popping points like Tic Tacs here tonight. I've had to switch my spot chart almost 100 times, I feel like. Looking ahead now, Hoover and Central, the Red Devils pulling away. We were looking at some scores during halftime. Hewitt Trustful up on Opelika, and then looking at the second round game potentially for the winner of this one, Daphne up big on Sparkman, a little 1v4 upset for the Trojans of Daphne.
And, you know, the winner of the Daphne-Sparkman game will face the winner of this Vestavia Hills-Auburn game, and, you know, that could be a big matchup if Daphne continues to lead that game and eventually wins it, because whoever wins this game will be going down to Daphne to play them.
Yeah, I mean, the only way that maybe Vestavia could host if Sparkman wins, but these are two teams like that are going to be very excited. I don't think this is a spoiler alert. I think both Vestavia and Auburn can and will beat whoever they play in the second round. This is a Final Four level matchup happening on week 1 of the playoffs. I think you've heard Vestavia Hills coach say it. I talked about it on bracketology last week. Hey, maybe we need to take a look at the playoff format. It's not fair that 6 really good teams in that region, 6 really good teams in our region, including teams that didn't make it like Prattville and Hillcrest over in Region 3, Dothan and Enterprise in Region 2. They didn't make the playoffs, but they probably would have been better than some of these teams over in Mobile or Huntsville. Maybe we should do it like Georgia does, do it like a power ranking. Region champs get in, and then from that point on, from 5 through 16, let's see what the chips lie.
Yeah, and I mean, this playoff format is just, it's been kind of, a lot of people have tried to compare it to Georgia's, and a lot of people want to change it to Georgia's format. I've heard a lot of coaches talk about how they want it Georgia's format. But, this playoffs has just been really special. We got a lot of good teams. This first round game has already proven to be a really good one. And now Joseph Daniel going to boot this one away, and it is going to be a touchback yet again. And I mean, if you're Vestavia Hills, you might as well just not even bring a return man out there, because Joseph Daniel's going to kick it to the field house over there for Auburn, and it's going to be a touchback every time.
Don't even send the guys out there. Just have the ball start at the 20.
Yeah.
Now,
Charlie Taft coming back out for the Rebels. And this Auburn defense last drive kind of looked like the defense we saw in the first quarter, but we'll just have to see how the Rebels adjust.
See a little single back.
And now Taft rolling out to the side. Taft trying to find a man, and he does. And he's going to pick up the first down.
Yeah, great throw and catch right there. Finding the tight end, Will Ainsworth, on the rollout on the play action. Not a lot of under center you see from Vestavia Hills, but they're looking like that's kind of what they've been rolling with for this second half.
Yeah, and Taft and this Rebels offense got going last drive after a tough second quarter. And you see it makes a man miss there and stiff arms a man and gets down near the 36-yard line. Great catch by Luke Stubbs. But, yeah, I mean, we've seen this game's just been so back and forth. The defenses for both teams, they've got to be worn out. I mean, just the way they've played. Auburn's defense has stepped up big. Vestavia Hills defense, got to mention them as well. They stepped up big. They've got a few turnovers. And you see Taft here rolling out. Taft has a man behind him. It's Elijah Scott, but he completes it to his man. And that's going to be caught for a first down by Luke Stubbs. And we've just mentioned Luke Stubbs a lot tonight, including Carson Purdy and also Ainsworth with some catches.
Yeah, I mean, they've loved to run Taft on these little rollout plays, forcing the Auburn defense to make a decision. Hey, am I going to take one of the best rushers in the state, or am I going to take a wide receiver? And there's a wrong answer at every choice.
And Taft is hit, and it's caught by a man. It's Luke Stubbs, who's wide open, and I don't know how Taft made that play happen, but he did. Luke Stubbs just had a bunch of room to catch that ball, but it looked like Taft got laid out, and possibly that could have been an interception if it was short. We thought it was here in the booth, but you saw Taft was able to make a good play out of it, and the Rebels are in business.
Yeah, shout out this defense. Cortez Cooks and BJ McGee probably just saved a touchdown right there. And they need to get their offense a little bit of rest. I know they're clicking on all cylinders, but, that's definitely they definitely just want to try to give us a rest, can protect this lead.
So now the Rebels at the 24-yard line here. And another man in at quarterback. It's the backup quarterback, Lamister, and he just gets nowhere. You saw he gained, it actually looks like he lost a yard, but
yeah, maybe they just wanted to check on Tav to make sure he's okay. Price Lamaster, the backup quarterback and holder for this team. He's played solid. He's played in stretches. You saw him last week against Montgomery Catholic on Halloween night. But Vestavia Hills, this offense runs pretty much entirely through Charlie Tav. So I'd be very interested to see if he comes back out here.
yeah, and Lamaster, that was a weird sequence of events there. You saw the running back, Bolin, kind of come in at receiver, and then you saw Lamaster go in at quarterback, and then you saw Taft go in at running back, and it was just a weird sequence, and Auburn was ready for it.
Looks like there was some conversation with the officials, maybe something going on, but taking their time to get to the line, refs running the clock now. Maybe something happened, but still second and short, or second and long, rather.
Yeah, 2nd and 11 here from the 26-yard line. Another handoff here, but it's going to be to Taft. Taft is just making a bunch of man miss. He's going to fire this downfield to Stubbs, and it's going to be incomplete.
He had a step right there. A weird kind of play. They love to snap it to somebody else, hand off to Taft, and he just kind of runs in a circle real quick and throws it downfield. He had Cortez Cooks a yard, and he also had a guy in the end zone, but just couldn't put it too far away from both of them. Sets up a long 3rd down. They might be in field goal range here for Sloan Morgan, but they would love to get a 1st down right here and keep the chains moving, keep the pressure on this Auburn defense.
And like you mentioned, Tripp, not a lot of 3rd down and long success, but Taft here going to try to fire this one up the middle, and it's almost intercepted, nearly intercepted by Greg Williams, but drops this one. So Sloan Morgan will have a chance to tie this game, but the 3rd down inconsistency continues for the Rebels.
Hit him right in the face mask. Greg Williams, one of the best defensive players in the state, named a Georgia Alabama All-Star, I believe. He's just that good. He is going to breaks up the play with Will Ainsworth, the intended receiver. Let's see if Morgan can make this field goal here. I know Auburn's defense has to be careful for a fake.
Morgan's kick is up, and it is through. So the Rebels make a good kick there to tie this game and make it 31-31 with 4:55 to play here in the 3rd quarter. And so far, Tripp, this second half is just looking like the first half did. It's just back and forth scoring for both teams, and not a lot of defense.
Yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't even necessarily say that there's been not a lot of defense. You saw we have a Colin King interception. You had the fumble on the reverse to Askew. The special teams has been great for Vestavia Hills, even though they tried to do the onside kick that maybe was ill-advised after that Auburn touchdown drive. But the defense has played great. The offense has just played better and having more opportunities. So it's going to be really interesting to see who makes the next play.
Yeah, and both offenses have just been stellar. We've seen Charlie Taft just, getting out of the pocket with his elusiveness, and we've seen Kason Myers also getting out of the pocket with his elusiveness. Both quarterbacks are kind of similar. They both can run, they both can pass, and both have just shined tonight on both sides of the ball in offense. So now Morgan going to kick this one away. Another short pooch kick here, and this one is going to be returnable for the Tigers to the outside. Looks like that was Levi Kelly, but he has brought down another shoelace tackle. And this Vestavia Hills Rebels special teams, we're not giving them a lot of credit, but they've done a good job at containing the returners for Auburn.
Yeah, they love that pooch kick. It also sets them up for an opportunity for that onside, which you saw coming into the after their game lead-taking drive. Auburn, they still, I mean, even if they kick it out of the end zone, they don't have, a yard? So maybe this is the favorable outcome for Auburn other than putting the ball on the ground. So Kason leading this offense back out there. They're in good position. Maybe they can drive down the field and retake the lead.
Yeah, so Myers empty set in the backfield here. He's going to drop back. Going to fire it up the middle to Levi Kelly, and is caught, but he is brought down. Good tackle there from the Rebels, but Levi Kelly still gets his first down.
What I'm liking from Kason Myers is that he's forcing these Vestavia defenders to pick their poison. You saw it right there. Nick Williams, he had a guy underneath, and Kason, and he had also had a guy that was able to throw to you right there. Nick picked the wrong guy and was able to end up a first down for Auburn.
And Myers just, tries to hand that one off to Welch, but takes it himself and gets brought down for a tackle for loss. So good job by the Rebels.
Liam Borska was able to get in there and be the first man to the football, able to force the stop, blow up that play right there. Auburn only lost one, but you don't like being behind the chains, especially with a defense that has a different look every time.
So Myers drops back, fires it, and then it's tipped and intercepted by the Rebels. And they're going to have to return this one. And he's still going. And it looks like he might get a pick six. Has few men to beat. But he's going to be brought down at the 20-yard line. And just a huge mistake from quarterback Kason Myers, firing it into double coverage. And that one is intercepted.
Yeah, Owen Wilbanks just being in the right place at the right time. Myers had been flirting with danger all night long, just trying to force it into these tight seams. You saw it right there, had tried to get the corner out. Great breakup right there by this defense, but if not, Wilbanks was there for the interception. Now with a short field to go, Vestavia can retake the lead, and that's dangerous for momentum.
Yeah, and you see Coach Etheridge not happy with something. It looks like he wanted maybe a flag on that play, but now the Rebels offense back out there, Tapp going up the middle, but he is brought down by Greg Williams. But yeah, I mean, that last play was not good. Like you said, been flirting with danger, and Kason Myers throws the interception, and the Rebels are in business.
Auburn's defense looking to respond.
So now a 2nd and 7 here for the Rebels. And Tapp going to hand this one off. Looks like to Purdy. He's going to be brought down by Cortez Cooks, but he will pick up a yard or two.
Great play right there, cutting the legs out from under him, making sure that he can't get momentum to get downfield, and that's what that he's able to do a lot. Purdy able to get in motion and get the ball down the field. He's hard to stop.
Now 3rd and 6 for the Rebels. They are in field goal range, so if they do, miss this opportunity to score a touchdown, they could get a field goal. But if you're Coach Evans, I don't think you want to take a field goal. But points are points.
Yeah, I'd love to see what Coach Franklin has right here. 3rd and 5, your entire play, or 3rd and 6, your entire playbook's open. Just got to, whirly snap. They weren't even set, and he just snapped the football right there. That would be the center, Caleb Boyan. Tapp, the flag might be a false start, obviously, but just a bad play right there. If that's either going to back him up past the original line of scrimmage, or it's going to be declined for a 4th down.
Yeah, we'll see what Coach Etheridge does. Penalty is declined. So looks like they will have.
Wait, no, they're going back into the huddle.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. A little bit of confusion here. Looked like they said declined at first, but now we'll see what the official ruling is, and it looks like the penalty.
Illegal shift, maybe.
It will be a legal shift, yeah.
And they declined that one. Now it's 4th down. Making sure we get the procedure right. Shout out with our refs over at the Alabama High School Athletic Association. Officials, not an easy job, especially when it's playoffs, when one simple motion of your arms could cost a team a season. So good job by them. Make sure they got the call right, talking about it, making sure everything was followed to procedure.
So now 26-yard field goal here for Morgan, and his kick is up, and it is going to be through. So the Rebels capitalize off of the Kason Myers turnover and get up by 3, 34-31 here. The Tigers are down by 3, and the Rebels get some points up on the board yet again. And this has been a high-scoring affair in this game with 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
And if you're Coach Etheridge, I don't think you're really that upset. You turn the ball over, they get the ball in the red zone, and barring a pick six or some kind of turnover, that's the most favorable outcome right there. Forcing a field goal, keeping the game within a 1-score game. You could still take the lead with a touchdown. On top of that, you'd be up 4 so that Vestavia couldn't tie with a field goal. I just would, again, be careful. Make sure that nothing weird happens on this kickoff, and maybe then just regroup with Kason Myers. He's been pretty much perfect all night long until that play. Just got to get Superman back to being Superman.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it a lot, Tripp, that Kason Myers has been able to lead this offense. That's why the Tigers have 31 points. So far, though, Vestavia Hill's been able to answer in this second half, but we'll just have to see what Kason Myers does this next drive. So the kick from Morgan, finally a normal kick we see, and it is a touchback. We've seen some of those pooch kicks trying to get Auburn to, be a little bit confused and maybe even turn the ball over on the special team side of things. But now we'll see Kason Myers come back out in this Auburn offense. Last drive, turned the ball over, You know, Trip, we have not seen Myers turn over much, but when he does, Vestavia Hills capitalize off turnovers. They have 10 points off turnovers tonight. And this Auburn team coming back out on offense can't turn over the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they were able to do. You know, now having the ball at the 20, touchback, let's just reset. That last drive just didn't happen. Let's just go back and score.
And now Myers going to drop back here. He has a man. He's trying to find a man. He's going to fire it downfield, and it is going to be caught. And it's Antonio Welch. He's going to the 30, to the 20. He's still going to the 15, to the 10. He breaks the tackle. He scores. Antonio Welch into the end zone.
Oh my goodness! What just happened? Antonio Welch, 80 yards right through the heart of Vestavia Hills. Just on the deep crosser, Kason Myers putting every single fiber of muscle into that pass on the run off his back foot. My voice is going out. I'm freaking out. Almost a tackle in the back end, but Antonio Welch, great players step up and make great moments. Antonio Welch takes the lead back for Auburn.
And now Joseph Daniel with the extra point. It is up and through. So the Tigers gain a 4-point lead. It's just been back and forth for both teams. And I mean, that one was exactly like the Colin King interception. We jumped out of our seats here in the booth in Duck Sanford Stadium. You saw the camera shake. Everyone was literally on their feet for that touchdown. And the Tigers answer after the Rebels get 3.
Yeah, it is loud over there, and that's exactly how you win this game. I'm really interested to see what Coach Evans tells his team in the huddle. Hey, your offense, you got to go. You guys just stalled out for 2 drives in a row with short field. Y'all got to get back out there now. Auburn has the lead. Go take it back. But just the atmosphere right now has to be electric. I am hearing our control room sound freaking out right now because of that play, and they've been loud all night. Everyone in Auburn has been loud all night. Not everyone went to Nashville for Auburn Vanderbilt. A lot are packing out the Duck and making it impossible to think if you're a Vestavia Hills Rebel.
So 2:29 to play here. Joseph Daniel going to kick this one away now for the Tigers, and this is going to be a touchback. And this Tigers defense coming back out on the field, have gotten some good stops to start this second half, but you can't give up any points now if you're Auburn if you want to maintain a lead. And we're going to see Charlie Taft come back out yet again for the Rebels, and this Rebels offense has just been high-powered, and we'll see if they can answer after Auburn's big touchdown from Antonio Welch.
Yeah, Taft, I mean, he's been the one-man band for this team. He's got to keep it going, maybe get some other guys like Zach Laws involved.
Now Taft going to pitch this one, and he's going to find a man there, but it's going to be brought down. Just a quick pitch option there to Ainsworth.
Might have been to Grayson Harper, the junior wide receiver that had moved into tight end. They like to play him inside, kind of as like a sniffer or a tight end, but he's a wide receiver listed. He's pretty good, so he tried to get the ball right there in space, but it ends up losing 2 yards instead of what they wanted to do, was just gain a couple more.
Yeah, so 2nd and 12 here now, late in this third quarter, and Charlie Taft trying to get his offense to score. Taft fakes the pitch. He's going to go to the outside here near the 20-yard line, and he's going to go out of bounds. Looks like near the line of scrimmage, or near the original line of scrimmage. So Taft picks up, looks like, about 1 yard on this.
Yeah, great play right there by Carson Purdy. Underrated, blocked a man to the Vestavia Hills sideline, created that hole and allowed the escape room for Charlie Taft. That's just a great play, great heads up. You always like to see a skill position guy like a running back or a wide receiver get down and dirty and block the ball.
So 3rd and 10, picks up 2 yards on that last gain. And here we go. From the 20-yard line, Charlie Taft going to drop back.
Nope.
Can't find anybody. He has a lot of time back there in the pocket. Going to fire this one downfield, and it's incomplete. Comes up short. So the Tigers going to get the ball back here as the Rebels will be punting.
Yeah, I'd be very shocked right here if Coach Evans decided to dial up a fake punt from his own 20-yard line. Not impossible. I'm a Lions fan. I've seen Dan Campbell do that all the time. Taft just trying to roll out. Looks like the pass might have been even tipped right there by Alex Gamston. And now the punt unit coming on. Auburn could take a 2-score lead if they play their cards right here.
Now Morgan going to boot this one away. Just a short punt there. I don't know what he was thinking. And now it's going to be returnable for Cash Reef, but he's going to be brought down right where he corralled that ball. And now Auburn going to have decent field position here. Just looks like at the 47-yard line of their own territory, but we'll see what Casey Myerson's offense can do with only 1:34 to play here in this third quarter.
Something to watch out for. I just saw on our screens. Looks like that Sloan Morgan was a little tough getting up. Looks like he might have slipped over his blocker right there. I know looks like Coach Evans wants a roughing or running into the kicker, but I don't think they're going to call it. I know that it looks like they still have some of their offensive guys in the field. They're talking about it, but I don't know if this is something you can go back and review. That could be something to watch if this game comes down to a field goal, if they have to turn to a backup kicker. And Coach Etheridge want to let him know. I mean, it did look like on our replay, it looked like it was Carnell. It looks like they're picking up a flag, or are they dropping a flag?
Looks
here?
like they picked up a flag, so.
No, it looks like they're coming back onto the field. There might be repunting for roughing the kicker, or running into the kicker, rather. Let's see. Might be a very costly mistake by this Auburn team if this is what I think it is.
Well, yeah, I know there's the rule that you have where it's if you hit the punter where he's, just basically a defenseless player, that's automatic 10 yards first down. And then there's the one where it's you're making a play on the ball and you accidentally, run into his ankle or something like that and he falls over. That's a 5-yard penalty and it only moves the team up 5 yards. But the head official's still trying to, looks like talking to Coach Evans, and we'll see what this
looks
call
like they're
is.
going to call roughing the kicker. Penalties declined, first down. Oh, looks like they're going to wait.
They're going to give Vestavia the first down here.
Wait, no, I think I can't. Let's see. I'd like to be able to see. I guess they are giving Vestavia the first down. The offense is
the
staying
Rebels
back on
will
the
get
field.
the first down, and a costly mistake for the Tigers.
Wait. Yeah. Oh, no, looks okay. Here's what happened. It was running into the kicker. They just said, you know what? We're going to decline the penalty because we don't want to repunt because of the fact that he could be banged up. We don't want to put our backup punter out there. So y'all just, you know what? We'll give y'all this one.
Okay, that was very, very weird sequence of events there, the way they kind of had the signals.
Again, shout out to our officials for making sure everything gets safe.
Yeah, now Myers hands this one off to King, and King going to go up the middle right there for about 5 yards.
Yeah, great run. We've seen this run game come alive in the second half. Which is what Auburn's been able to do when they spread the field out, they play 5 wide, they force guys to the boundary. Vestavia's got to put guys out there. That allows for running lanes up the middle.
Yeah, now Myers, second and short here, empty set in the backfield, and we're nearing the fourth quarter here for the Tigers and the Vestavia Hills Rebels game. I mean, this has just been a stellar game, and now Myers going to hand this one off, and he's going up the middle. Right there, great run from J.J. King.
It looks like they might mark him short here. Maybe inches to go. Let's see if they move the chains. No, they're not. It's third down.
Yeah, going to be a third and short here. Third and really short.
Watch for Vestavia to stack the line of scrimmage. They definitely, at this short, I could see them putting in like the freak package, as you say, getting some of those freakish athletes like Carnell Jackson and Colin King in. Just get a yard or two and then just drop to the ground. You don't want to fumble the football.
It's a third and it looks like an inch here. And now going to hand the ball off to King. King going to make a few men miss. He's still going. King outside near the 30-yard line. He's going to be brought down, and J.J. King amping up this running game here late in the third quarter.
Yeah, JJ always stops by our classes, and is just a great presence on this Auburn campus. And he's just getting the first down right there, running through a defender. Owen Wilbanks with the tackle, potentially saving a touchdown.
Yeah, now it looks like the Tigers going to take this one into the fourth quarter. So after 3 quarters, the Tigers lead 38-34. But don't go away, folks. This is Auburn High football presented by AHS Mass Media, and we'll have fourth quarter action shortly.
attention fans. All hog food at the concession stand is buy one, get one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to start fourth quarter action between your Auburn Tigers and the Vestavia Hills Rebels. It is 38-34. The Tigers have the lead by 4 points, and they have the ball to start this fourth quarter. This is a broadcast presented by AHS Mass Media. I'm Reese Kinder, if you're just joining us. Alongside me, my color analyst, Trip Upton. And, you know, this game, Trip, has just been stellar, back and forth scoring. 4 quarters of just, you know, dogfight football, and we still have this fourth quarter to go here, and this should be a good one.
If you blink, you're gonna miss a touchdown in this game. If you're just joining us, go back and watch the 3 quarters of all-time football that you've missed thus far, and this is gonna be hopefully just a great fourth quarter. You're looking now as we're just trying to get things set. Central up 27-10 on Hoover. I mean, yeah, it's kind of what we expected, but maybe Hoover right here, they have the ball. Maybe they can make a play here.
Yeah, and you see Hoover and Central, that game that a lot of people thought was going to be close. Hoover's had some trouble against the Red Devils.
Yeah, it looks like that playoff streak looks like it could be on its last gaps here on this fourth quarter. Looks like that was a 3rd down, so. But let's get back to the game of the year probably in Alabama right now. If I could say that through 3 quarters, hopefully the 4th one delivers as much as well. Let's get back to this 4th quarter here at Duck Sanford Stadium. Auburn 38, Vestavia 34. It's just been crazy. There's no other way to say it.
No, I mean, undoubtedly one of the best games I think we've witnessed in recent, like just this season, recent games we've witnessed, and this has just been really good.
Yeah, I mean, the only negative you could say right now, Auburn struggles in the 4th quarter a little bit, but Vestavia not the biggest 4th quarter scorers either, so maybe something's got to give here.
Now Myers going to hand this one off to King. King making a few men miss. He's going to cut up near the 20-yard line and get the first down. Good job by J.J. King to just continue to run and get those first downs.
He has taken over this second half. You saw it all across this drive. He has been carrying them up the field. He had a big run earlier as well. You know, and what this is doing is giving Case in times where he's not having to take hits on these quarterback draws.
And now Myers doing a quarterback draw here up the middle. And as you mentioned, Trip, not having to do much quarterback draws, but does one right there and gets the Tigers near the 10-yard line.
Walker Hogue on a good tackle right there. I am very glad Kaysen held on to the ball right there. Just got to fight through, bringing up 2nd and short.
And now Myers trying to get the Rebels to jump off sides. And if you're Coach Etheridge, you might want to just kind of continue to let the clock tick down and, you know, want to just run a few plays slowly and let the clock just be your friend. But King going to get the handoff here, but he is brought down for a loss. Just a bunch of Rebels defenders there right on him.
Yeah, great job again. Vestavia Hills does such a good job of rallying to the football. Looks like they just got blown up on the outsides. You saw the maybe like Daniel Richardson, Paxton Ussery, Liam Zorka, Rush Harper, Paris and Deal. Anyone on the edges of these defenses came to the town, forced the tackles off, and bring up a 3rd down and 3. Looking to see a pass right here, probably like a short passer age. That's sweet.
And now Myers has pressure, but it's going to be a false start here, and not what you want if you're the Tigers, because this just moves you back 5 yards. Now going to be a 3rd and 8. And like you mentioned, this Vestavia Hills defense did come to play. Both defenses have come to play in this game, and even though the score doesn't look like it, it's been a defensive and offensive battle.
Yeah, I mean, like the scoreboard, you say, okay, wow, the defense optional. No, defense has been here to play. There's been a lot of forced field goals, especially in the second half. A lot of, you know, it was 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. It's 21-21 at halftime. Both those defenses had to tighten up, and now after 13 points from Vestavia and 17 points from Auburn, it's been just absolutely incredible. It's been a boat race.
Yeah, so now after the penalty, the Tigers are backed up for a 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 here. See what Casey Myers can do with an empty set, no running back in the backfield. Now Myers going to draw back, has a lot of pressure. He is hit, and it is caught by Joshua Askew, but it looks like he will be brought down short of the marker, and it looks like a late flag comes in. You see in the secondary. And we'll see what this call is.
Could be a late hit of some kind or a late block. I mean, he just scaled that one. Oh, face mask. Yeah, if you look at the replay, the WOTM, just sure we have their stuff up right now. Literally, Josh Askew's face mask is turned at 90 degrees. That's going to be a 1st down, half the distance to the goal right there. Yeah, face mask. That was pretty blatant, Reese. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know. I saw that one too. Trip, and you can see where Askew's face mask just basically turns 90 degrees.
Yeah, let's watch it on our replays because, you know, with our fantastic camera crew that's been here all night, let's watch. Fires it.
And you see,
Yeah.
it's a
You can see his
90-degree turn.
neck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that, just mental mistakes right there. He was already going to the ground. You had him in a 4th and 1. They're probably going to kick, only up 7. And now they're going to have 4 shots in the end zone with only 5 yards to go.
Yeah, Myers going to make a man miss. He's going into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Tigers. And Casey Myers' 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. You see a celebration there with the 3.
Yeah, I mean, the hat trick of touchdowns by Myers. And that is going to extend this lead to a 2-score game. The biggest lead tonight by the Tigers. And that was very impressive. Actually, that was his 4th touchdown of the night.
4th touchdown.
I just looked back at our notes. Yeah, hey, Casey Myers, have a day. 15. You can make an art. I mean, he's playing better than probably anyone I've ever seen play. He's in the he's just locked in the flow state. Let's watch this replay right here. Macer's quarterback draw, late shift, motion brings the linebacker over. He just follows his blocker. Great play right there by RJ Davidson, putting the 2nd level block down on that safety and linebacker, opening up that hole. And Kaysen looking like a Haynes King, looking like a Josh Allen, looking just like a mobile quarterback. Watch it again. See, just cuts it in, cuts it out, forces it. Great blocks by all the wide receivers as well. And now Auburn looks like if they can get a stop right here, or and take some time off the clock, they could go ahead and charter a bus out to Daphne or Sparkman. You never know what could happen in that game.
Yeah. But now, an 11-point game. It's just the momentum switched, and quarterback Casey Myers, I mean, has played outstanding football in this game, has put the team on his back, and has just completed the comeback. I mean, just an outstanding performance from the quarterback.
Yeah, the Pike Road transfer, moving up from one of the best teams in 6A, trying to do it again in 7A, and it took a little bit, beginning of the season, there was, hey, what's with the accuracy, what's with the turnovers, which was a lot of our talking points coming out of Vestavia Hills. He remembered that. He watched film and he said, I'm not letting this team do it to me again, down 21-0, and just absolutely fight from Casey Myers. That's the kind of stuff coaches at the next level want to see. I'd love to have Casey on our Auburn in college football, Auburn at the next level graphic coming up very, very soon.
Yeah, now Taft from the Rebels is going to get a chance to come back out. And you'll see here, he's going to pitch it. Another pitch backwards. Going to fire. It's nearly intercepted. You saw a double reverse pass. And you see those fans for Auburn getting rowdy now as they get a big stop there on defense on the 1st down.
Yeah, Aiden Parker knocking the play down. A double reverse pass to your backup quarterback doesn't really work a ton. I'm just going to be honest. I know I'm not paid to be an offensive coordinator. I'm not even paid to be at Auburn High School, period. Right now, hire me if you want, but I just looking at it, having LeMaster throw that ball maybe not been the smartest thing. I know you're trying to buy time with this aggressive Auburn defensive front, but it's been a struggle. It looks like there's might be a penalty on the play. Oh, looks like a flag on Vestavia.
Yeah, we'll see what this penalty is here.
Maybe because it was I just don't, maybe intentional grounding or something. I didn't really see the penalty right there. Let's see. He threw it. Maybe, I think it was illegal forward pass. Spot of the foul. Loss of down. Brings up 2nd down. Having to really dig deep into my bag of official hand signs here. But it's going to back up. It's 2nd and 26.
Yes, 2nd and 26. Very long to go here for the Rebels. Backed up in near their own end zone. And Taft's going to carry this one, but it's going to be brought down by Aiden Parker.
You see someone's helmet come off. That is a Tiger.
Yeah, Elijah Scott helmet coming off, so he'll have to come out of the game for a moment.
That's fine. I mean, I look at this. I like Micah Bowerskog, Brennan Barber, Cam Creighton, Hunter Brown, anyone on that defensive line on these edges. I'd love to see my main man, Quinn Eccles, my guy. Always comes and gives me the scoop on what's going on around the program. Always will come into our Mr. Diller's class. So I hope he gets some shine right there. Maybe put him in, make him make a play. I told him I wanted a touchdown.
Yeah, so now 3rd and 24 here. 9 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. Very long 3rd down.
Yeah, and so close to the end zone, you're not going to see a lot of that backwards pass, forward, kind of trick play type things. They really have to just keep it between the tackles and be conservative. False start. Back him up even more, Reese.
Yeah, now that this crowd's paying been a huge factor into this game. You see Aiden Parker there trying to get everybody hyped up, and the false start moves them back.
Yeah, for the biggest high school in the state in Auburn, they've really let it known that they feel like they are in an absolute terror. They're drowning in the pond with all the ducks, I guess you could say. Bit of a corny joke right there, but
yeah, now you see 3rd and 24, or 3rd and 25 now. The penalty backs him up, and it's nearly intercepted after a tip pass. You saw Taft had trouble there. It got tipped
by Colin King again.
Yeah, Colin King just making plays on that defensive line.
Yeah, man, if he is half the football player he is a camera operator in our Tiger TV classes, that's why he's playing so well. It looks like the punt team's coming on. They're bringing back Sloan Morgan, but they got to be careful because the Tigers are going to send everybody.
And Morgan going to be able to punt this one deep, way deep. Cash Reef will be able to return this one. Go to the outside, has a wide open side of the field to the 30-yard line, brought out of bounds. Gets great field position. Looks like he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and Auburn now within striking distance. Looks like Morgan, good punt right there. I will give him credit. Looks like he might have been selling the flag on the last punt. I understand it. I get it, man. I'm a fan of professional wrestling. I get selling to make your money, make your dime, try to get your team a first down. Great punt right there from him, but he just outkicked his coverage. And Auburn able to get to the sideline, and now Auburn within Joe Daniels' field goal range. If they can put a touchdown in the end zone, it might be all she wrote for the Rebels in the 2025 campaign.
Yeah, I mean, this Rebels team has had a good season, 8-2, 5-2 in their region.
They're fighting to keep it.
Myers gonna take this one himself. He's going to gain a few yards, but yeah, I mean, they're fighting, like you said, Trip, but we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you look how fast they're able to score. You look at the first half. Let's just go rewind the first half, how fast they could score. They could score at any play, any given second, as long as they're pretty much not backed up behind the chains right there. So they're definitely not out of it yet. Auburn just needs to take as much time as humanly possible, give them the least amount of split-second chances to score that they can muster. Looks like J.D. Pate coming into the game here.
Yeah, J.D. Pate coming in as quarterback here. Pate going to hand this one off to King. King going down the sideline to the 10, and he's in the end zone. And that might be all she wrote for this game. And the Tigers expand their lead, and is now 51-34 with a huge run from J.J. King to the end zone.
Yeah, well, that play, looking at it, he ran it up the sideline, and he gave the WOTM cameraman a point with 10 yards to go. That's just kind of speed you can't teach. Joe Daniels here on to kick the extra point and throw this combined point total into 86 combined points.
Just a great job from this Tigers team. We'll talk about it later on the post-game show, obviously, about just the opportunities that Auburn got and just the way they've done so well in this game, bouncing back from adversity.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my keys to the game for Vestavia Hills. They did some of this stuff. They jumped on Auburn early, which was big. Again, that's what they've done to everybody. But looking at it, they're not withstanding the unit. They have a lot of penalties and procedural issues. They're letting the Tigers find passing lanes and go to work. And they really just haven't been able to play this offense where you don't know who's the football. It's been Taft. It's been Purdy. You've seen Grayson Harper and Luke Stubbs. Like you aren't seeing guys like Noah Boylan, guys like Major Weaver, guys like Zach Laws, Davis Copley, being able to make plays. Will Ainsworth, we really haven't called his number much either. Having that offense where you don't know who has the football, that's been Vestavia Hill's strength. They've really got away from that and gotten to more an archaic offense, and you've really seen the offense going to a screeching halt because of that.
Yeah, and this Vestavia Hills team, well, it was just back and forth until Auburn finally, I think the Antonio Welch play just kind of ruined the defense for Vestavia Hills, and, it's hurt because the Auburn defense has started to do well again. Now we see the Rebels back out there again, but what can they do to get back in this game?
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to shout about the Auburn offense I didn't get to a second ago, J.D. Pate coming into the game there for quarterback. Kind of an interesting look, wanting to case and make sure he's okay. He went 11 for 12, 157 yards against Dothan.
Yeah, and now you see Taft rolling out here trying to find a man, just dumps it down to the safety option, picks up a few yards.
Big hit by Quinn Eccles right there. Great job by him. I had to shout at my guy. I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, you're good.
But a great play by Tav, rolling out, finding the check down. I believe that was Ainsworth, the tight end, getting that one. Or actually it was Grayson Harper. So big first down. Just let's stack that if you're Vestavia Hills. Let's just play with momentum.
Yeah, so 1st and 10. The Rebels move the chains. Now Taft dropping back, gonna find a man open. It's complete. Makes a few men miss there. And that's Stubbs with the catch.
Yeah, great play. Still playing with tempo, still playing with momentum, but great play right there by Stubbs. Good pitch and catch by Taft. And again, they're starting to roll a little bit, which is good.
And now Taft gonna fire it. Finds a man open is Laws, and Laws gonna make a man miss, but Forthroffer brings him down just near the 35-yard line. Looks like 37.
Yeah, good tackle by Forthroffer. And a little slide at the end of that. Looking smooth, looking like he's sliding to home base in the World Series. Baseball season just ended, but he's still looking cool while making a good tackle right there as the clock continues to run under 8.
Now 1st and 10. They move the chains. Taft's got a lot of pressure here. Gonna have to fire downfield, but it looks like he's just gonna step out of bounds. It looks like he'll take a loss there.
Yeah, nobody open, nobody in the area, because the only time, like, you'd have to throw it away, throw it outside the numbers. There's no one there because it would have been intentional grounding. So it's either you have to take the sack right there, or you're throwing it across the field potentially for an interception with a player that might have blockers in front.
Yeah, so now 2nd down. Looks like 13 here for the Rebels. It's now 14. So now Taft gonna drop back here. Has all the time in the world. Gonna fire it deep, and it is going to be incomplete. Nearly caught there, but just out of reach.
Great,
Luke Stubbs.
Yeah, great throw by Taft right there. That was just absolutely fantastic. Throw just a yard out. Luke Stubbs didn't think it was coming. He's been so fast. His second gear that he's been hitting once he has the ball in open space, just a yard a little bit too long, and that's something that Taft is going to want to have back.
Yeah, and now Taft faced with a 3rd and long here. Taft going to step up in the pocket, has a lot of time, fires, finds a man, and it is complete. Down near the 20-yard line is Ainsworth, and you see Ainsworth frustrated, wanted to break that tackle. But Vestavia Hill's going to have to go quick here if they want to get back in this game.
I love the sidearm action by Toff right there. Seeing, stepping up the different arm angles, that's going to help you get to the next level. On the run, on his back foot, that was a really good throw. Not a lot of quarterbacks in Alabama can make that. That's why he's one of the best.
And now 1st and 10 as they reset the chains. Taft rolling out to the outside, trying to find a man, but it's incomplete. Pass intended for Laws, but just not enough.
Yeah, we haven't called Laws' number a lot tonight. We saw him earlier on the drive get that big pitch and catch right there on that little curl route. Was able to get to the outside, get a couple yards, a big gain. I think I'd really like to see him a little bit more worked into the game plan if I'm Coach Josh Franklin, the offensive coordinator for the Rebels.
Yeah, and it's just been a great drive so far for this Rebels team. They've been able to drive down and out to score here with 6:51 to go, and they're still not out of it yet.
Yeah, again, with the amount this team can score fast, the amount of stuff they can pull out of their bag of tricks, nothing is for certain.
Now Taft gonna have a low snap here, gonna step up in the pocket, but gonna be brought down by Aiden Parker with a huge sack on 2nd and long.
Oh, they're trying to say that ball might have come out. Looks like Forthroffer was trying to run it down the field. Maybe, hey, they changed a call right there, but actually that was Alex Gamston. But a great play. If this been played on a grass field, I feel like he'd be picking turf out of his face mask all night long. He's just been running around. He's taking big hits. He's been a trooper, really stepping in and making plays.
And now 3rd and 11 here for Taft. Has pressure, gonna fire it to the side of the field here, gonna make the catch at Laws, and Laws gonna cut up field. We'll see if he gets the first down.
Yeah, looks like he's about 4 yards short. Great tackle right there by Greg Williams, making the play, forcing him to sit down. A flag?
Yeah, it looks like a flag is thrown at the end of the play, so we'll see who it's on.
Maybe there's some language or something. I'm really not sure what they would have saw, unless they're trying to snap the ball without giving Auburn time to substitute. You see Colin King running onto the field. Oh, yep. They're marching backwards. Looks like it could be something on Vestavia Hills. Let's see what the white hat has to say.
Yeah, it looks like it's me.
Oh, maybe be a personal foul. They're taking notes right here. That usually means a company with after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense. Gonna bring up 4th down, and that's just a killer mistake. Looks like Laws might have said something to the Auburn player. Pick up that penalty, and I just know Coach Evans does not tolerate that. He runs a really good program over there. Just a great man, great coach, you know, gonna be here for a long time over at Vestavia Hills at the alma mater, and I really respect him for bringing it up and bringing this program. You know, you have to come in. You played under Buddy Anderson, and you were the guy that followed the guy after Buddy Anderson after he left for a year. So it's going to be a long 4th down for the Rebels right here.
Yeah, really long 4th down here. 4th and 19, and Taft gonna have all the time in the world. Gonna run around back there in the backfield. We'll see if they get him, and Taft is gonna fire this one deep, and it is going to be. Is that
he
caught?
catch that?
He caught it for a touchdown off the tip.
Hey, shout out Grayson Harper. We got to see a replay of that. That was incredible. Just the long pass. You think the play's over. You think the play's dead. Watch Taft running around, stepping up in the pocket. I thought Cardell Jackson's going to get him surely. Colin King's going to get him surely. Puts it up, and it's just tip drill. One hand, 1 foot. What a play. Highlight reel. Hey, you lost the battle, or you lost the war, looks like it, but you won the battle with that play. I am impressed. Grayson Harper, ESPN Sports Center, top 10 highlight.
Now the extra point attempt from Sloan Morgan. And that one is going to be up and through. So the Rebels cut the lead to 11 yet again with 5:39 to play here in the 4th. This game ain't over yet, folks, so
no sirree.
Stay tuned for the rest of this game. 5 minutes here, and Auburn's going to get the ball again, and we'll see what Coach Etheridge in this offense has in store.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if I see an onside kick right here. I would be surprised. They got to take advantage of opportunities, get the momentum. You had a highlight reel play, build on it. If you're Auburn, you got to be safe. Nothing too crazy. I'd like to see you keep Kaysen out of harm's way. Maybe his rushing game is done for the 9 unless need be. Like to see JJ King, maybe Huff. Maybe you see a little bit of Caleb Thomas come in. Maybe you could use a guy like Askew or Reef in like the jet sweep game. Just try and extend the running game outside of just Kaysen Myers, because you don't want him re-aggravating that injury that kept him out of the second half of Dothan and prevented him in some other spots against teams like Smith Station from really realizing that true potential that he has, that he's shown tonight. You got to keep him healthy. You know, that's availability is the best ability, and I know he's got a lot of abilities because he's just a great player, but now it's just time, hey, let's just start to wind him down unless you need it, obviously, but with 11-point lead, I think it's safe to say that they don't need him to run as much. Let's just see the running game extended by the other guys on this offense.
Yeah, if you're Vestavia Hills, like you said, I mean, if you're able to get an onside kick recovery and score, that's 52-48. It's a 4-point game again, and you're like, we're back in this, guys.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Vestavia, they have zero amount of quit in them. I know they've really kind of struggled on the road. They haven't been in a lot of close ball games. I said it at the top of the broadcast, 1-2 record on the road. They lost to Thompson and Hewitt-Trussville, two top teams in the state of Alabama on the road, which a lot of teams would. Auburn might too. But looking ahead, but then they beat Tuscaloosa County, which 1-9. The Wildcats over at TC picked up their first win last weekend. But it is going to be a big play right here for Vestavia Hills to, if they want to continue to fight and get back into this game, probably going to need to see something weird on this onside kick, unless you want to kick it deep and then use your timeouts if you believe in your defense that much.
Yeah, so we'll see what the Rebels are going to do here. You see Auburn in the onside kick formation.
Would not be surprised if they kick this to the bottom right here. You see
going to be corralled there by the Tigers, so good job, hands of Aiden Parker. I heard one of the best hands on this kickoff return squad, so Parker gets the ball, and now we'll see. It looks like JD Pate will be in at quarterback. Looks like Coach Etheridge might just want to rest his quarterback, Kason Myers, because Kason Myers has put the team on his back.
Yeah, oh no, Kason coming out there.
Kason Myers wasn't there. It looks like the huddle, JD Pate was just in the huddle.
Hey, you know what? Get the young kids some experience. The sophomore quarterback, again, 11 for 12, 157 yards against Dothan.
Yeah.
Rushed for a lot as well. You know, JD going to be a guy that we're going to watch out for in the future of this program. It'll be his time eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, now Kason Myers is going to roll out to the outside, but he's going to be brought down. Good job by the Vestavia Hills defense to get Kason Myers down.
I don't like them still running with Kason. I understand, like, yes, you want your best player in the game. I understand that. But let's see the other guys run with the football. You don't want, hey, because the amount that they routed the football, what if someone comes in late, throws you off balance, tweaks an ankle, or if you get hit late, maybe that's a concussion. You have to sit out for a week. Kason's got to be healthy. He's got to be smart. This play calling needs to reflect that. I don't really love that play call.
Yeah, and I mean, also, you could take the risk of a fumble and Vestavia Hills possibly returning it. But I would like to see J.J. King get in the action here and possibly run some. And speaking of J.J. King, there he goes. He busts a hole up the middle, and he's going to pick up a lot on that carry there. Looking like Rico Dowdle out there.
Oh, my goodness. I know. Hey, Panthers fan. I would say more of a Jahmyr Gibbs type personally. You know, I know that your Panthers are looking good to start out the year, and I hope the best for you. Yeah. I really do. But look, maybe you know, Rico Dowdle, maybe more of a Jahmyr Gibbs. But we'll agree to disagree. Maybe we could agree on like a Shuba Hubbard or like a Christian McCaffrey or something. I don't know, man.
Now 3rd and 4 here for Kason Myers and this Tigers offense. Hampton Jordan in motion. Gonna be a run up the middle for Myers. He's still going, bringing a bunch of men with him. And you see the rest of those Tigers offensive linemen and some of the receivers getting in the action, pushing him. Looks like past the first down marker.
Yeah, good job. Keep that clock moving. Keep those legs churning. You know, I like it that Kason didn't take a hit to the ground right there. It's just basically being held up and dragged between some Rebels and some Tigers. But it was, you know, maybe, again, not the smartest idea, but what do I know? I'm not Will Mangden. I'm not Keith Etheridge. I am Trip Upton sitting in the broadcast booth right here.
Yeah, Trip. I mean, this has been a big game, and Auburn trying to put this one away here late in the 4th quarter. And they're going to hand it off to King. King making men miss. Still going down right at the first down marker. It looks like at the 33-yard line here. That looks like they might give him the extra yardage. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, really, I really want to see what Auburn does on this drive to finish it off. Are they going to try and go for a score, push the game into its, I believe, 100th total points? That is possible, but you have to go for 2. I don't think that they would do that, but it's just so many points scored. Just, you know, maybe this is where Auburn University's been hiding all of their offensive points. It's all been at the high school field. Yeah. and instead of the heart attacks I get for Auburn football on Saturdays, I've been getting one tonight the opposite way with Auburn High School football tonight.
See Jalen Huff coming in at running back now, so kind of using the other running backs is Auburn.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if he sees it right here. You know, maybe something right here like a screen if you can get, especially with the numbers on the outside that you see. I would not be surprised if Askew puts his cleat in the turf, turns around, gets a quick screen pass.
You're going to hand this one off to Huff here. Huff going to go for a few yards.
Looks like Vestavia Hills calling their first timeout. They know if they get this first down right here, the game is probably over. Good call right there by Coach Evans.
Yeah, and it looks like the clock was running a little bit, but yeah, the first time out of 3 for the Rebels, but Auburn currently leads 52-41. Been a great game for both of these teams.
Yeah,
but Auburn just continuing.
Yeah, you cannot take a single thing away from Vestavia Hills. I still truly believe if you put them on the other side of the bracket, they could be a team that could get to the Final Four. Look at these scores. Opelika came back. They were down 21-6. They've come all the way back to take the lead.
You know,
Thompson up on Carver. Don't
a lot
think
of
that's
times
the
you have
Wolverines
blowouts in the
logo.
first round. Those first two are
But so,
certainly
that's
bad.
WO team problem, not ours. Daffy
uh,
blowing out Sparman.
maybe
Looks like
a game a
we're
little bit
heading to
closer than a lot
Daffy.
of people
Mary
thought, but
Montgomery
Carver's a
eliminating
very
Austin.
good football
Congratulations,
team.
Vikings. Fairhope
Opelika
eliminating
on top
James
of Hewitt
Clemens
Russell,
as
I think,
expected.
is a little bit of a
Baker
surprise.
blowing out Florence. Looks like
Fairhope
Huntsville
down
going
on the coast.
0-4
Baker,
in this one, and
with another good
Hoover
showing.
Central probably
Central,
still pretty
was
close, not
behind
the
Hoover
closest
for a while.
game.
They came back,
But
and
I'm
now
very
they're
interested to
heading
see
in the
what
fourth quarter.
Thompson being
And then
low
this one
scoring.
at the
We thought it'd be
bottom right
high
looks pretty
scoring, especially with
interesting. I
Carver.
don't know.
Opelika Hewitt Trust will be a little bit higher scoring, and Hoover Central being lower scoring. This is the most by far. No team other than Mary Montgomery has eclipsed 40. Both of them have done it in this game.
Yeah, both Auburn and Vestavia Hills, like you mentioned, Tripp, have just done an outstanding job in scoring tonight, and both offenses have been high-powered, and you see a flag come in here.
Looks like a false start.
Yeah, it looks like it will be a false start for the Tigers.
That's fine. I mean, I think didn't look like anyone jumped, but maybe might have been the center moved the ball up or messed with it a little bit. You can't do that. Just have to be smart. Coach, yeah, it looks like that's what Coach Etheridge is mimicking. I saw him get down in a 2-point stance right there. Hey, you know what? The game's not over. He wants the 200, and what a way to get it if he can finish this game off and get a win. But Auburn, hey, still 2 minutes, 50 seconds left. Vestavia is still very much in this ball game, especially if something wonky happens right here and they can get a stop.
Yeah, so 2nd and long now for the Tigers. Gonna hand this one off to King. King going up the middle, just continuing to push forward for extra yards and breaking off just a bunch of tacklers.
Yeah,
good job by Jaden King, and another timeout by Coach Evans. Gonna take the second of his 3.
Yeah, smart play. Gives up a lot right there, but I think Auburn knew, they're running the ball has worked. I cannot wait to look at the stats from this one and see kind of what these numbers came out to. I would not be surprised if we're over 1,000 yards of total offense between these two teams. It's just been absolutely incredible. But Auburn looking good right now. I mean, if you give me 6 yards right here, this ball game, I can focus. Look at the Vestavia Hills band being good sports. They know they're on the Jumbotron at the stadium. Shout out the Rebels band. Oh yeah, there they go. They're getting excited. Shout out those guys. Hey, real loyal fans. Again, I have nothing but love for Vestavia. I'm a big fan of this team in terms of what I've seen on the field, their culture. Hey, I hope they win their region next year, beat Thompson, so we don't have to play Thompson.
Yeah.
And it's Auburn v. Vestavia. We rematch this game in Mobile for the state championship. And our band, hopefully, we need you guys to be a little bit rowdier, a little bit happier. Hey, just because we're up doesn't mean this game's over. We need the band and the crowd to continue in it. I know they can't hear me at the stadium at all right now, but maybe,
get some motivation in there.
Absolutely.
So 3rd and 6 now, and Myers gonna take this one himself, but he is gonna be brought down just short. Actually, takes a man down with him, just basically stiff arming.
Yeah, looks like a little chippiness after that play. Myers kind of throwing the arm. Kind of surprised he didn't get a penalty there. I don't like that from Myers right there. You're up. You don't. I get being aggressive. I get being locked in, but you don't have to take it out on the opposing defender because that could cost you. We saw what happened on the last drive with Zach Laws getting that penalty. Looks like he was mouthing off an official or a team, or said something that the officials didn't like. But Myers right there could have gotten the same thing. And granted, I don't think that they're going to be a one-handed toe tap catch at the quarter of the end zone. I know our receivers are talented enough to do that. Don't think that that's coming. So,
yeah, I mean, we've just seen so far tonight that a lot of chippiness, honestly, between players. But I feel like the officials done a good job at handling that.
Absolutely. I think the officials have had a perfect game. I know you could argue maybe that roughing the kicker or running the punter call could have gone one way or the other, but I think they've had a really solid night on the scorecard from the Zebras. So, good stuff. Granted, I've watched so much Auburn University football that most referees, even rec league referees, could probably be better, unfortunately.
Looks like Coach Etheridge's going to take a timeout here, his first of 3.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're going for it. I mean, granted, I think it's because of the idea that, hey, you don't want to run the score up. You don't want any bad blood between these programs, and a field goal would do that. I think they just want to get a first down and then get out of this game. Then that's what I would do right here. Maybe I would not be surprised if we see a screen pass or something short. I know that in the first game, you haven't seen a lot of those screen passes because of these corners. You said it in the open. Matthew Patillo, Parker Simpson, the cornerbacks, they were so aggressive in that first matchup. Myers has been trying to keep it away from it and force the linebackers to be the main men in coverage and those safeties to try and come up in the box. But it's been absolutely fantastic. Opelika, that game might have gone final. Looks like Opelika wins, which does guarantee if Auburn goes to the third round, they could be hosting a home game, which could mean the Auburn Tigers, Opelika, the 101st Auburn Opelika game. I just don't know if this town would be able to keep itself together. This metro.
Yeah, that'd be like the Iron Bowl. You'd have the
Oh
Iron
my
Bowl and Auburn Opelika in the same week, and it'd just be insane.
Looks like Daniel's on the kick here.
And now Daniel's going to try to put this one up and through to basically just seal this game. And Daniel's kick, it is going to be no good. So the Rebels get a little bit of an advantage from Joseph Daniels missing the kick. We talked about his struggles a few drives ago when he made that kick. And now the Rebels, Taft, just with the way he's been playing, has just done an excellent job at getting the Rebels downfield quickly. And if he can here and then they get an onside kick, this game could be Vestavia Hills.
Yeah, Auburn just got to play smart. They do not take your foot off the gas because Vestavia is shifting into overdrive. So Auburn's got to make a play.
So now the Rebels get the ball at the 20-yard line.
The fans in the stadium getting loud, getting rowdy, as you can hear.
And now Taft going to drop back here, has a lot of pressure, firing this one deep, but is just overshot. Intended receiver was Luke Stubbs yet again. Stubbs has just been, one of the key guys for Taft tonight.
Yeah, Taft, it looked like he might have had that leg rolled up on. I'm glad he's okay. And he has just an innate ability on his back foot. Does not matter if his feet are set, if they're sideways, if they're diagonal. He's able just to throw the ball with his arm alone 50 yards down the field, and they've taken great advantage of that. They probably wish they could have taken better advantage of it, but they've played great with him doing that.
And now Taft rolling out, has a few men open downfield, it looked like, but brought down. A huge tackle for loss there.
Hunter Brown on the sack for the Tigers, and clock running now with receivers down deep. Maybe a man might be banged up. Oh, it looks like there's someone tying their shoe in the backfield. They're good now. But
yeah, no, I was kind of scared there for a second. It looked like maybe,
want to avoid injuries.
Yeah, BJ McGee was tying his shoe back there. It was kind of scary. Thought maybe he got injured a little bit. But now going to be a 3rd and 11 here for the Rebels. And it looks like they jumped.
False start. Just a
false start.
Penalties have killed Vestavia Hills today. You saw that touchdown that was to take the lead that was wiped back after Taft was past the line of scrimmage. You saw the personal foul penalty that backed them. Granted, they scored a touchdown on that play, but it was a personal foul on that one. And now false starts galore. The unit really getting in the heads of Vestavia Hills and their team that plays off emotion. They live by the sword. They die by the sword. And tonight the sword looks like it's about to meet its maker.
Yeah, certainly, Trip. I mean, 3rd and 16 here. This could be the last few plays for the Rebels. And Taft's rolling out, has a few men chasing him, but he's going to try to fight, or it looks like he just got knocked out of bounds. I don't know if he was able to throw that one.
No, it looks like he wasn't. They're saying he maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. We'll bring up 4th down, and maybe the punt team coming on here. I doubt that. It's kind of a bit of a surrender. Looks like Taft's going to stay in there for at least one more play. And again, he's been a trooper all day. I'd like him to finish this game the way he started, just playing like an absolute baller. He's definitely one of my players of the game, probably my player of the game for Vestavia, if I was to have one, because he's just been absolutely electric. I'll be definitely following this young man's career at Vestavia no matter what happens.
And Taft brought down, and that is going to do it for the game. Elijah Scott seals the deal, and the Tigers are moving on. They're going to Daphne next week for 2nd round playoff action, and just a great way to finish a game that the Tigers undoubtedly battled through adversity.
Yeah, man. You hear across the street at Auburn University, hear about the Cam back. It might be time to start calling this one the Kaysen back. He's been absolutely electric no matter what, running the football, throwing the football. I'm surprised he hasn't lied outside at wide receiver. He'd probably catch a touchdown doing that too. The points have come all over for Kaysen Myers. He's just been absolutely electric, and I'm glad he's going to get the kneel down here, even though it will hurt the stat book, to just put a bow on this game and send the Rebels back home to those Vestavia Hills.
Well, that's going to do it, folks, for this game. Maybe Myers will have to kneel it maybe one more time, but the Tigers will win this one 52-41 after being down 21-0 in the first quarter. And you see the student section there just you know,
High
really
fiving those
excited,
guys.
really happy after this Tigers team battles through adversity. But folks, this one last kneel down looks
This'll
like
do it.
for the Tigers, and this one will do it.
Yeah.
This game.
And most importantly, congratulations, Keith Etheridge, win number 200 on the career. I know they're celebrating from Leeds to Oxford, down south in Duck Sanford Stadium. They are celebrating this one. Congratulations. And now, even though they lost the first one to the Rebels, the Empire struck back. Auburn pulling out a win. Coach Keith Etheridge getting number 200 on his career, and that will do it. Auburn winning this one and moving on to the second round to Daphne, Alabama, down in the Bay.
Yeah, and I mean, just a great win from Coach Etheridge, able to gather his guys, get them back after being down 21-0. But folks, we are going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have AHS postgame. Me and Trip Upton will be breaking down all the stats, all the things you need to know, and we'll also be previewing the next playoff matchup between Daphne and Auburn.
Also, stay tuned for WOTM. We're going to be putting the stream on the stream as they do Keith Etheridge's 200th victory as a head coach. We'll be showing that one as well.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to AHS pregame. The Auburn Tigers defeat the Vestavia Hills Rebels 52-41. Coach Etheridge earns his 200th career win. Thank you, WOTM, for just a great presentation there, giving him that game ball from Coach Slayton, the athletic director. But going to the game, Trip, Auburn just got a huge win, but going to start offensively with Casey Myers and Charlie Taft, that QB battle, the QB duel we saw in the game. But starting with Casey Myers, what did you like from him tonight?
Everything. Like, he just was so great. When the team got down, they're down 21-0. A lot of worse teams would have quit. And a lot of good teams would have quit too. But it took a great player like Casey Myers said, no, this game is not over. We just haven't gotten our chance yet. And that's what you saw from Myers. He's able to run it. He had 4 touchdowns on the ground, a couple more through the air, and that allowed his guys to break free. He saw the defense in a way not a lot of quarterbacks even at the professional level were able to, with these exotic weird blitzes, the late coming backers to the line of scrimmage. Are they going to move out? They're going to move in. Who's blitzing? Able to identify it perfectly and get the ball over the middle for big first downs and big completions, and that's where it was able to do. It was able to set up the running game. You saw J.J. King late in the game take over, and Casey Myers was able just to play like a man possessed. Again, I called it the Kaysen back earlier, and that's just the truth. He played like a guy like Cam Newton would, just taking over a game and willing his team to victory.
Yeah, Tigers down 21-0 early on in this game. Came back and answered those 21 points in the second quarter. It could have been 24 if they would have gotten the field goal at the end of the half. Just a misplay call there, but still got the win. And then Auburn from there just kind of continued to ride that momentum. Casey Myers was running all over the place. He was running, passing, just being able to do everything. And I just want to know also the defensive side of things. I think we haven't talked about that as much either. But the defensive side of things, Auburn's defense stepped up in big ways. And talk about Colin King, man.
Oh my
Hit an interception that gives the Tigers the momentum to get back in the game, and I think that's the main reason why the Tigers got the win tonight.
Absolutely. I've never seen a room erupt more than our control room, and myself and you just like going absolutely ballistic. Colin is just a great leader, great dude, fun dude to be around. He's very great cameraman, and I haven't even gotten to his field on the play. That's just how much I love the kid, and he is just dominant. He stole the momentum away from Vestavia Hills, and they never gave it back. Was great in the pass game, had multiple other tips. Glad he got that interception. I hope that's the first career. I think that might be the first career interception for Colin. Glad to see he got that especially. So that was just a game-changing play. That's no doubt he's the defensive player in the game, and a defense that after giving up that first 21 points was able to only hold them to 20 the rest of the game. Auburn outscored Vestavia Hills 32 by 32 points, 52-20 after that first quarter of action. That's just unheard of no matter what in high school football, and that doesn't happen. Sure, maybe that we go down the field, maybe we score, we cut the lead to 14. That doesn't happen without that Colin King interception.
Yeah, and I mean, the defense, we didn't give them enough credit tonight, holding Vestavia Hills in big moments. But yeah, you guys heard it here. Casey Myers, offensive player of the game, and Colin King, defensive player of the game. But we're going to go to, the Vestavia Hills side of things. Charlie Taft, just a great game. I mean, the dude's a playmaker.
I know it's hard to say that he was the second best quarterback on the field that game, but he really just was. He impressed me a lot. He was able to run with the football. He was able to throw it deep. You saw like every ball he had, just no matter what his feet were set or not, he just was able to fling it down the field with pinpoint accuracy. You saw that on that last touchdown pass on a 4th and 26. Finds a guy in the back of the end zone, touchdown, never quit. That he was so impressive. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's able to do over at Vestavia Hills for the near future, because I know he might go out a loser as a junior. He's coming back for his senior year, and he is going to be a winner. I guarantee that.
Yeah, and I mean, credit to Coach Evans and his squad. They fought hard. One of the best 7-8 games we saw in this first round, but Auburn moves on to face Daphne next week. And Trip, what are you looking forward to in that matchup? Auburn traveling to Mobile, not the first time they've done this in playoffs. In the past few years, they traveled to Baker 2 years ago. But this Auburn team going down to Daphne. Daphne's a good team. They just won against Sparkman 43-13. What are you looking forward to seeing from them?
Well, I know that you shouldn't look past an opponent, and I know it's like, hey, this is a 4 seed. Auburn can't do that, right? They have to. Defense is going to travel, I guarantee it. Look for a guy like Carnell Jackson to have a good game. Auburn would be the best team Daphne's played all year long. I don't know if I can say the same thing, especially with having to play Central and Vestavia Hills twice now, and Carver and Opelika, who was able to have their own comeback to win 24-21 against Hewitt-Trussville.
Yeah, big win for them.
Yeah, so that could set up some interesting stuff down the line. But you can't overlook Daphne. The Trojans, a good team. Yes, they lost some of their region games, but played well out of region. They are not your traditional 4 seed. They beat the 1 seed in their region in the Huntsville region, who looks to have gone 0-4. In that one. So Huntsville getting the offseason started early as Mobile, Birmingham, and East Alabama roll on to the second round. They have just got to make a play. Daphne, Auburn just got to, don't let the number next to Daphne confuse you. They are still a good team. They're still one of the top teams in the state of Alabama. They deserve to be in these playoffs, and they're going to give Auburn a game, especially at home, but I think the defense is going to travel. I think J.J. King, I would not be surprised if the Auburn running game continues to come alive and continues to play well no matter what. It's going to be a fight, and Auburn, to try to get the right to host a home game next week, they're still going to fight as the rain starts to come back down in Duck Sanford Stadium.
Yeah, and I mean, just a great game for both teams, but Auburn gets the win 52-41. That is going to do it, folks, for AHS pregame. As you can see the balloons floating away.
I hope it's not pregame.
Yeah.
I can't do another game. I need the full week, the full 2 weeks.
Yeah, we need a long break after this one. So
Yeah.
it's a long game.
But make sure you'll still see Countdown next week. You'll still see bracketology looking at, hey, what else happened in the bracket?
Yeah.
What happened with our friends down in Russell County? What happened to our friends down with Beauregard? And I think they lost on Thursday night. But what happens with Locha Polka? I know we got a lot of Pocha pride on the program, as I like to say. But we'll have all that next week. And we will be breaking down as we go into our coverage against Daphne. And it's going to be a fun whole nother week. I'm so glad we get to do another week of 7A high school football, but I don't think my blood pressure is going to handle it, so let's go ahead and wrap this thing up.
Yeah, just a great win from the Tigers. But, folks, that is going to do it for post-game. But we hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast, and we hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night.